everybody. Welcome to Impossible Coin. I am Brian Cartwright. I am joined by Tegan Somerset.
I'm sleepy.
I'm joined by Rocky Hardy.
I am slightly more awake.
And I don't know what's happening.
What do you mean?
This is Impossible Coin. It's a podcast about video games.
We're recording on the day that is daylight savings time for us, so...
But Tegan, why do you have two voices?
I don't have two voices. I have one voice.
I have another voice.
Ah, it happened again.
It's a special secret power I've been developing that happens sometimes on Twitch. Where Alex comes on and plays the video game for me, because I'm bad at it.
I've only done that once, to be fair.
Twice? You did 2 sets of Master Trial games.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
What's Alex?
Alex is a fiance.
You've talked to Alex on the show.
Yeah, that's true.
Briefly.
Alex has been on the show once. I think like 4 years ago?
Something like that.
It was
Something like
had
that.
something to do with Vampire the Masquerade, vaguely.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I've learned my lesson about doing bits. All right.
Whoa.
No, it's okay. To be fair, I don't know how many of our listeners are aware that Alex is my fiance and that he's been on the show once previously. So I don't think it's a bad bit. I think it's an informational bit.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a podcast about video games. We're going to talk about them. I think that the reason is Alex is here is to talk about Elden Ring.
For sure.
Okay,
That's accurate.
hit it.
Alex, how many hours have you put in Elden Ring so far?
The last count I had was 145.
How many times have you beaten the game so far?
Only once.
Only once. How many second files have you started?
I've only had one second file, but I've started a new game plus and a fresh new game.
Okay. And which boss gave you the most trouble?
Radon.
And how many times did you have to fight him?
That one took me a good 10 tries.
And the other bosses? Like average?
On average, 3 tries.
God damn it, I hate you so much.
So, hold on. So, Radon gave you more trouble than Millennia?
Yes, because I did not have the Mimic tier for Radon.
Ah, okay, that's fair.
For people who don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so in Elden Ring, you can use these ashes, spirit ashes, and there is one spirit ash that you get from doing some extra stuff, called the Mimic tier, and that Mimic tier basically creates a copy of you, and you can upgrade it to have a ton more health. So I maxed it out as soon as I got it, and it trivialized every boss after that. So I highly recommend not using that if you want to get like an actual Dark Souls experience. Because for Millennia, I actually fought her a few times by helping other people in their worlds. And then at one point I was just like, I'm going to give her a try on my own, and first tried her.
Alright. So, what's your build like?
I went a dexterity with light faith.
Okay.
Basically what I did was I used dexterity to I used a scythe.
Okay.
For my main build, and then the faith I used to just give me additional effects on my weapon, mostly.
Okay.
Especially bleed, because it added extra bleed to a weapon that already gives bleed, and then adding the Mimic tier, which had another weapon that added bleed, just destroyed every boss.
That makes sense. Bleed's really, really strong.
It is very strong. I would not be surprised if they end up nerfing it a little bit.
I heard they were going to nerf Frost, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Frost?
Yeah.
Is it that good?
Apparently. So, like, Frost in the game, it, like, exhausts your opponent's stamina, which is what it's always done. That's not super crazy. But one of the things that it also does is that it increases damage from all sources. When you...
I didn't realize it was from all sources.
Right. Yeah, it's not just, like, from the
Jeez.
Frost weapon. So, like, a lot of people I've seen run, like, Dexint or, like, full Dex builds where they'll just, like, have a bleed weapon and a Frost weapon on the offhand. And, like, with Int, it'll scale with the Frost weapon, and, like, they'll just take the hit on, like, Arcana because the bleed makes up for it.
That's nuts.
Yeah. But sorry about the minutia. Elden Ring is a really big and expansive world. I'm, like, in the middle of, like, 3 different quest lines right now. One that, like, takes me to this underground star city that I don't quite understand yet. One where...
That's where you get the tier.
Oh, word! Okay, cool. One where I've just unlocked, like, the Tundra zone, which, as far as I can tell, may actually be completely optional, but, like, I'm going, I guess. And... I gotta go to the northern part of, like, Caelid, but I did beat Radon. But I, like, played it kind of like a weenie. I, used every single summon available to me. I, ran around on my horse after I infected Radon with Scarlet Rot, to avoid fighting him. And, I think... I didn't try to dodge roll the nuke. I tried dodge rolling it like 6 times, and eventually I realized it's like a static AoE, so I could just run from it. And then I did. And it was fun.
Yeah, it took me forever to figure that out too.
Yeah, I was like, why can't I dodge roll this? This is insane. But, you know, whatever, it's fine. You can just run.
Another thing that you can do, for those of you, if anybody is struggling with Radon, if you actually... You actually get iframes when mounting and dismounting your horse.
Yeah.
So you can actually just stop on your horse and then start dismounting, and you can just sort of iframe through it.
That's kind of nuts. I might want to do that sometime. Oh, okay, so I know you probably already know where this is, but there's one dungeon, like, at the corner of the arena where, like, you fight Radon, like the War Dead Catacombs.
Yes.
And, like, you walk in there, and there's just, like, a bunch of, like, ghost knights, like, fighting each other.
Yeah.
Like, that place is terrifying.
It reminded me a lot of the Abyss Watchers in Dark Souls 3. Just, like, you hear the fighting before you see it, and then all of a sudden you just see a bunch of ghosts or, you know, things beating the shit out of each other.
It was just, like, I mean, I stood there for a while, and, like, I realized... ultimately that they weren't super interested in fighting me. I mean, they will, you know, if I decide to interrupt, but if I just hang out, they're just going to keep fighting, and I just keep collecting runes. Like, I think I stood there for like 20 minutes and just picked up like 20k runes just standing there.
Yeah. Not a bad farm spot.
Yeah.
Speaking of farm spots, I know that there are a ton of like really, really good spots where you can just get a broken amount of runes. There's one, I don't know if you've gotten it. Have you gotten to the Lord of Bloods area?
No.
Mog, I think his name is.
I haven't done that yet. Do you have to do like the invasions to do it? To get there?
No.
No? Okay.
There is a secret waypoint waypoint gate or waygate, whatever they're called.
Yeah, like the teleporters or whatever.
Yeah, that you can get on the western part of the giant mountaintops, or the mountaintops of the giants.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't explored that area too much yet. I did just get into, I think I got like one of the first like grace points like in the Citadel, which is also just its own like ridiculous thing. I thought it was really cool because like, you know, there's like this giant ominous staircase before you go up to that first area. And it's just lined with enemies. And I'm just like, I looked at like my 2 straight swords and I'm like, I don't think I want to do that. And so like,
I'll come back later.
no, but like what I did is that I just kept like weaving right. And then like, I fought a couple of dudes there and there were a couple of bears, but like I didn't have to fight them. And I did find like a mini dungeon for my trouble, like the perfumers thing or whatever. But it was just like a very chill like flank that I could just go up. And then like I got to the top where like the horses are, and they're just kind of standing there. It's like, oh fuck, how do I walk behind these horses? And I take like 2 steps forward, and then he just starts his patrol route like walking forward, so I could just walk past the space that he was standing in, which was really great. I was just like, oh, thank God I didn't have to fight this horrifying dude right now. And
right.
Yeah, like it was such a relief. God bless.
So that's something that like I actually love and hate about Elden Ring, is that you can. It's really good for being able to, like, Elden Ring is very good at you able to either skip bosses that you can't fight yet, or if you're having trouble with an actual story boss, you can go off somewhere else, do other quests, come back when you're a better level. But because of that, I found Elden Ring to be far easier than any of the other Dark Souls games. Because in Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, Sekiro, it's all linear. So you can't really, unless you really want to spend the time to just grind it out to get to higher levels, you really are kind of locked into getting good and quote unquote, and
No, you don't have to say quote unquote. You said that.
Huh?
I said you don't have to say quote unquote. You said that.
I just don't want to be. I don't like. Get good is just such a meme and such a like a. It can be. It has a lot of negative connotations that I don't typically like using it in any. Or like I worry that if using it, people will think I'm one of those assholes that like you need to just get good at Dark Souls. Stop complaining. But
some of getting good at Dark Souls though is like practicing at it, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying though, is that like you have to in other Dark Souls games you have to really sit there and be patient, learn the bosses, learn the attacks and things like that. But in Elden Ring, you can really just sort of brute force your way through most of it. And which again, it's something that I love and hate about it. I love it because I had a lot of fun just doing a lot of the side quests and stuff. But it did definitely take away from the sort of achievement that I felt from beating the bosses, because I was just like, oh, I first tried this boss. Oops.
No, I get that. Like, there are a lot of situations where you can just walk into a fight hilariously powerful, and like you don't even know that it's happening.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like I do like what I'd call it is a lack of urgency from Elden Ring in terms of like its boss encounters. Because it reminds me, it seems like an answer. Well, not an answer, but I personally think of how I bounced off of Dragon Quest XI initially, because the way that they wanted me to play it is that they wanted me to fight every single like enemy on the map, and like they're not random encounters, so you can choose not to fight them. But if you don't fight everything, when you get to the boss, your numbers are simply too low. Like there aren't
right,
and like it's not just like, just like the attack numbers, like there's like skills or like abilities that you just won't have access to that they expect you to have access to when you get to that fight, and it's just because you're underleveled. And I do know that like historically Dark Souls hasn't really worked that way. Like there's definitely like a habit or like a trick that you can like adapt to like most fights, and even if your numbers are low, that just means the fight takes a bit longer. It doesn't mean you can't win.
Exactly.
And like in Elden Ring, it's very easy because there are a lot of opportunities to like pick up runes. There are tools all over the place, and you have a lot of control over how you apply them in any given situation. That like whenever you do get to something that's supposed to be like the challenge, you could accidentally just be more powerful than it based on just like doing due diligence or whatever.
Yep. And I really highly recommend that you don't use the Mimic Tier on your first, or the Mimic Tier Ash on your first playthrough, because I first tried the last 3 bosses of the game.
Word?
And
what level were you?
I was 120.
Okay, that's pretty wild.
And it just really, the bosses are absolutely fantastic. They're beautiful, and the fights are really cool. But I didn't get to really feel accomplished for beating it because my Mimic just tanked all the hits, and we just bled it to death.
Yeah, no, I get that.
You accidentally cheesed them.
Yeah, and so I just I'm actually going through the game again, both on New Game Plus and on a fresh new save, where I don't use the Mimic Tier, and I only use and I'm not even using the legendary ashes either, because some of those are also not broken, but they definitely make the fights a lot easier. So I'm using like some of the basic ashes for the summons.
I've actually been using that the automaton archer ones, you know, the ones from like the Riot
Oh yeah,
place. Like those have actually been pretty fun. I like using those. But
they sound great. That I have to try that.
They really confuse some of the AIs that like can move like players though, like the silver tiers and whatnot, because like enemies that are like I guess like programmed to just dodge like all projectiles on the first shot, because they shoot so quickly, they just end up like repeatedly dodging until they run out of stamina.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and there was like one fort in Caelid, I can't remember what it's called, but like it had like the line with like the arm blade in it. Eventually, like what I did is that I put like the 2 dudes on one side, and I had enough magic that I started just like firing. I don't think I had rock sling yet, but like one of like the laser things. And it tried to dodge both directions at once at some point because of the projectiles coming out at like the timing or whatever, and it actually froze in place. It literally stopped moving. And then like I could like go down there and just start swinging at it, and it didn't do anything. And I was like, okay, well I guess this is over.
Brilliant.
It was, I mean, there's still some jank, which is interesting, but like it's a good time.
And that's the other thing, is that like I also think that, and that's why I also love it too. I think it really gives you a heck of a lot more freedom to just to experiment with builds, to experiment with items, and the respecking is just so easy to do and get a hold of that like there's really no downside to just sort of building whatever you want and then just later going, I want to try something different, which is honestly, I think is really good, and definitely something that the Dark Souls, or that FromSoft games needed, because I can't tell you how many times I've leveled up incorrectly for what the build that I ended up wanting, or halfway through the build I went, this is not really working the way I thought it was going to.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird how many like larva tiers the game was like giving you. It's the item that you use to like respec, but I'm just like sitting on like 9 of them, and it was just like, why do I have so many of these? But yeah, I think I might just like spend an afternoon just like respecking and just testing out stuff. But I'll get there when I get there.
The other thing that I do really like about Elden Ring, though, is the quests are a lot easier to do. Most of the quests are a lot easier to do. They're a lot more straightforward, and they're a lot easier to kind of figure out where you need to go next, because a lot of the items and things that you get from, in the middle of quests will give you hints as to where to go. Also, the Great Runes basically tell you where to go to activate them.
I mean, that's true, but I kind of got upset a little bit with, like, Ronnie's doll, because I tried to get it to talk to me, but apparently you just have to, like, try to talk to it, like, 4 times before it says anything to you.
Yep.
Which I'm not sure if that's meant just for you to, like, try over a long period of time. But, like, if I didn't know that, I definitely would have just tried it once and then, like, oh, it doesn't say anything, and would have never touched it again.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I think there's definitely still plenty of obscure or obtuse solutions to the quests and puzzles and things like that. But I think as a whole, it does a decent job of most of the quests being a little bit easier to follow.
I think pointing people around the map has gotten better than it used to be, rather than just like weird haikus trying to figure out like what to do next.
Exactly. Like one of the things I'm not Rocky, have you finished the Ronnie's quest?
No, I haven't yet. I gotta kill Blades like Shadow or whatever.
Okay. There's an item that you get that in the item description it actually tells you where to take the item.
Mm-hmm.
And I just found that really interesting because I don't know if there's ever been an item that in any Dark Souls or Bloodborne that's just like, oh yeah, you need to take this here.
No, that's definitely new as far as I can tell. And I really like how like the medallions, like when you get one of them, it just tells you, oh, this is where the other one is. And it's like, oh, cool. I guess I'll go do that now.
Right.
Just walking around some weird medallion for like 80 hours and having no idea what to do with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even the oh no, I can't remember. Have you I don't remember at what point, but did you get the inverted?
Yeah, no, you get that from Ronnie after you give her the dagger. And
that's right.
That's like that was cool. Like I actually got to go to the upside down like tower and then go out the ceiling, which is like technically the bottom now, and then like now I'm in the snow area.
Mm-hmm. And I think even the description of that is just like, oh yeah, you need to take him over to this tower.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, that's not the snow area. That's that second tower that we couldn't figure out how to get to before.
Yeah, that we thought was going to unlock one of the runes that ended up not.
Yeah, it didn't need to be unlocked. It was already unlocked. Let's just use the rune. It's like, my bad. Okay.
But overall, I think Elden Ring is a really good. Is definitely the most accessible of all the Soulsborne games, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's saying a lot, to be honest. Like
that's true.
Yeah. Like the games are definitely difficult to get into, and it doesn't really spend a lot of time trying to get you to play it. But there are definitely more tools in this game than have ever been in the series. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but the soft caps are a lot more forgiving too.
Someone was doing some testing and they said the soft caps are much higher now, like 80 with the right scaling.
Yeah.
Which is
crazy
to me.
I have the Vitality soft cap. The first soft cap is at 50.
Okay.
And then the second is 60. And then like Dexterity was similar. And it just completely threw me off. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get everything. I'm gonna get the skills that I want to 40, and then go from there.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got the things that I wanted to 40, and then realized, oh no, it's still going.
Yeah, like there's been some like whisperings. A friend of mine like really loves like PvP in the FromSoft games, and because initially or I guess historically like the PvP level has been around like 125, and that's just to like keep like completely overblown like builds from like taking over PvP. But like the new like PvP build is going to be much higher presumably because of like the increased caps. Yep. And people are still trying to figure out where that is. Like I don't know, if like you have multiple 80s in stats, I think it might end up somewhere closer to 300. And, like, I'm just thinking about what the trek to 300 will be just to, like, play in, like, meta PvP will be like. Like, that seems absurd.
Definitely, and it's definitely going to take a long time to get there too, because well, do you know what soul level you are?
I'm level 74. Like, I'm just kicking it.
It's just really funny because like once you get to about level 100, it takes a good 100 to 120,000 runes to even level up once. And depending on where you're grinding even, or where you're fighting, it can take a long time to get just one level.
Right. Yeah.
Once you get to about level 100. It's no big deal, but once you get to about level 100,
I mean,
it just takes a little bit longer.
It's kind of ridiculous. It's not kind of ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But, like, there are a lot of runes out there. And all you have to do is go get them. Really. Mm-hmm. And, like, even... Because there's, like, I know there's a place in the underground cities where, like, there's a bunch of monsters just, like, lined up in a row. Like, 25 of them or whatever. And, like, each one you kill gives you, like, 1,000 runes. So, like, if you do that 4 times at level 100, you have a level. And, like,
exactly,
that's just grinding, but, like, it doesn't take a lot of time, but it is grinding. That's what it is.
There's one section in the game. I don't want to. If you want to know exactly where it's at, I can tell you. But it's in the Prince of Blood's area. There's an enemy that you can shoot with an arrow at the top of a cliff, and then it'll notice you, and then immediately just beeline it straight towards you and run off the cliff.
Jesus.
And then it nets you 13,000 runes.
Boss AI stupid! 13,000 runes for you!
Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's not a boss, so it respawns, and it's literally right next to a site of grace, so you can literally just sit back down, walk over 5 feet, shoot it, wait for it to die, go back.
That is something.
Is a mess.
Goddamn, 13,000.
I don't know if that's a good mess, but it sure is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's it's good if you are struggling and you need like an easy way to get some runes to get into, like if you're behind in levels or something like that and you need to kind of get back to where you need to, but it also can be very easily abused.
Well, I mean, I feel like I know, like in other games, this seems like I'm not sure I want to call that abuse, and I'm not sure maybe it's an emotional response, but it just seems like playing the game, you know, like they put it there. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Miyazaki probably like put that guy on the cliff and thought that was hilarious, and then like, you know, gave people a good reason to do it. And I don't know how to feel about that in particular, but I'm not sure that's like unsupported behavior, is what I'd say.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's a good point. And especially with how crazy I found the rune rewards for enemies to be kind of all over the place.
Sure.
In some areas, like you'll get like that, you'll get 13,000 runes for one enemy. And then there are other areas that just like similarly difficult enemies give you maybe 5,000 runes.
That is weird.
Do you get the 13,000 runes regardless of whether you defeat him or you let him run off the cliff?
Yeah, as long
as it dies, you get the runes.
Oh, okay. I was like, maybe it's a trick where you only get the 13,000 runes if you let it run to its death.
No, in Elden Ring, you, as long as something dies, you get the runes, even if something else kills it. That's
why it's like if you stand like in like the War Dead Catacomb or whatever, even though all those crazy powerful knights are fighting, every time one of them dies, you get the runes. Like so you can just hang out and just soak up a bunch of runes for no good reason.
You just vibe.
Yeah.
Don't let them fight to their death and then go, and I will pick off the winner.
Yeah. Oh, but they keep respawning, which is another thing. So they kind of just infinitely, like, feed you runes as long as you want to sit there and watch.
I didn't realize that they infinitely respawn.
Yeah, they kept respawning for me for some reason. Like, they would die in, like,
That's
the lower
amazing.
level, and then, like, a new guy would just pop up, like, upstairs. It was weird. I don't know if the archers respawn, but, like, the knights do for some reason.
Huh. But overall, I really, really enjoyed Elden Ring, and I think that it's definitely, I was really hesitant at first about it being open world, because every game seems to be going open world now, and so I was really worried that it was just sort of, it was going to be following the trend to its detriment, but it ended up really working really well.
It does seem like a pretty considered open world.
Mm-hmm.
I do have, like, some concerns about, like, maybe its flow a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, the game, I've definitely seen some people who try to say that, like that first moment when you, like, walk out of the like, first catacomb to, like, where you can see, like, the Church of LA and, like, the tree sentinel and whatever. Like, it's just, like, looking at this, you clearly know where to go next. And it's like, I didn't feel that way at all. Like, there's, like, definitely 8 different ways I can go. And I guess all of them are valid, but none of them really feel correct, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, absolutely. It was honestly just pure happenstance that I I got to the Church of Ella right away.
Yeah. I think I spent, like, 3 hours just, like, dicking around in the lake before I even realized the church was there. But
Dang.
it's wild because it was right in front of me, but whatever.
But the at least the guiding graces, it gives you at least somewhat of a direction to go. It kind of gives you, it doesn't really point you to your objective. It kind of points you towards the nearest grace that's in the direction of your objective.
Is that what it does? Because, like, I kind of feel like they're just pointing at random directions. I haven't been able to figure it out yet.
Yeah, it kind of puts you at, or points at the like the next side of grace that's close-ish to whatever objective it's pointing to. The problem with them is that they will point to multiple objectives. So, like, there's not just one guiding grace. Each area will kind of have its own.
Yeah, that's true.
So it sort of undermines the whole guiding grace a little bit, but it at least gives you somewhat of a direction to go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's meant to, like, feel intuitive, but, like, ultimately isn't.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's move to something else. Teagues, how's Forbidden West going?
Forbidden West is bad.
Bad?
No, it's not bad. It's just bad.
I feel like you said the same word twice. I might be wrong.
I did say I don't dislike this game. I'm reaching the point in the story, I think, where I am once again more interested in the side story than the main story.
Oh. Yeah, no, I get that.
There's just a lot. I know I talked last time about the aliens, from the other star system who have come to Earth. But honestly, like, meeting the other tribes is still way more fun, than dealing with the aliens.
Sure.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Beta's a little bitch. They fucked up my perfectly good clone and gave her anxiety, and I don't appreciate it. Because I'm supposed to be a strong, independent woman who don't need no sidekicks. And my clone's a little bitch!
Does Beta become your sidekick?
She's living in my base, hiding in the server room. She doesn't want to hang out. She doesn't want to actually, like, properly solve the problem. She's busy going, I'm gonna get found and shipped back on the spaceship. And I'm like, no, you're fucking not, if you help us. And she's like, hang on, I have to have a panic attack now.
Well, don't the aliens have, like, crazy technology that, like, disintegrate arrows and stuff?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Silence, I hate Silence still. God, what a dick of a man. He has somehow figured out a way to slice through their super cool tech, that lets them just effectively deflect arrows. And it just, like, it cuts right through it like butter. And I don't get that tech yet, so I just have to wait until I do enough of the story to get to the part where I can do that. And that's fine. I know, Nico. It's fine, but I'm getting, like, because I've progressed the story so far, I'm running into more what are called Apex machines.
Okay.
And the Apex machines are updated machines that fucking Hephaestus has created, and Hephaestus is, like, the main, like, bad program in this game, where Hades was in the last one, and, like, filled him with corruption and stuff, and just made him, like, tougher. The Apex machines are different. They're built different, and I mean that in a literal sense.
Mm-hmm.
They have, like, different weapons, and weak points that you're used to are covered up, and, like, other shit.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, that does make it, like, more challenging, and I do get that, but also, I don't have good enough gear to do anything about it. And so I've already run into an Apex Thunderjaw, which is, like, the big dinosaur thing that's hanging out in the middle of it's the first thing that you run into, the first, like, major thing, other than a Stormbird, when you first, like, go into the desert area in the first game.
Right.
And now there's just an Apex one, and it's surrounded, it's around this, like, thing that I'm trying to get the data from, this, like, camera system thing that I'm trying to get the data from, and I got it to half health 3 times, and it kicked my ass every single time. And I was like, I got this! No, I don't. Absolutely do not, actually. But I did, I am interacting with the Sky Clan, I think that's what they're called, from the new, like, clan of enemies.
Okay.
And the leader of that guy is a dick. He's a huge ass, and he's like, it's literally, like, there is no war in Ba Sing Se, but, like, basically they're like, we're in this giant mountain town, and nobody's gonna fucking come get us while we have this big wall. And I'm like, alright, bet. I'm gonna blow up your goddamn wall.
To teach him a lesson, Tegan?
To teach him a lesson!
Okay.
Rocky.
Alright, fine.
I'm just like, watch. So I find a hole in the wall, right, that's full of tanks, and I'm like, oh, I bet if I can shoot a big gun in this hole in the wall, I'll be able to break the wall. And the guy who's with me, who, like, lost his arm in, like, the big, like, ambush battle at the beginning, mid-beginning of the game, where, like, Ravna, I think, she, like, ambushed this meeting between, the Karja and, like, the 3 clans, and he lost his arm in the battle, but, like, he survived. He was like, you're gonna fucking blow up their wall? And she's like, yeah, and you said that the bad clan girl had fucking big guns, so let's go get the big guns. And I, killed a Trevor Tusk, and then I was like, this is a big gun, we're gonna take it. And he was like, okay, yeah, we can take it, I guess. And he just, like, hefted it onto his back like it was fucking nothing, and he's like, I'll see ya, like, we'll head back whenever you're ready. And I'm just running around like, no, I'm gonna loot the Tremor Tusk first, I guess, since you can just carry the giant gun with one arm on your back. And he's like, I'll follow you around while you do that and remind you every, like, 5 minutes that we should really head back so you can blow up the goddamn wall, I guess.
I mean, alright.
It is a time. I'm much more interested in these, like, inter-clan politics, than I am with the aliens from space who gave my clone anxiety.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
I'm very much like, I came home, and she was there, and I was like, great, are you gonna help us? And she's like, I'm gonna have a panic attack. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go do something useful then.
Ow.
Bye!
Jesus.
Aloy has no chill, and I appreciate that.
I think Aloy is probably my favorite female protagonist.
She's
of any
so
video game.
good. She's so great. The fact that she's just like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna do the thing to save the world, okay? Bye!
She just doesn't take any shit from anybody.
She really doesn't. And, like, the guy I'm trying to help get this clan to come out of the mountains, right? He's set up home base in, totally not what is a museum dedicated to some people who were trying to fight against the US government during, like, the water crisis in the desert. Like, what? And they're like, we worship these 10 who flew through the skies in the metal birds. And it's like, it's very clearly like, these 10 people fought against the US government and they fucking lost, but we appreciate their efforts.
Yeah.
Like, it feels very much like, you know how in the South there are like those Confederate war museums? It feels like that, but it's not racist. It's just anti-government. Don't know what that is going on, honestly. Like, but all the people who are worshiping these 10 fighter pilots as like gods are very cool. So there's that, I guess. Like, they're very chill. They're like, yeah, no, we have to do this, and like we have these intertribal relations, and like we're just trying to get the new like Kingsguard set up so that people can move on with the rest of their lives, and like the one clan won't send their people, so like you have to go get them, and like that all makes sense. But like, wow. And so now there's somebody who's like, oh, if you find any of these like flight records, these words of the 10, can you bring them to me? And I'm like, sure. And so I'm running around finding these downed planes, and I'm pulling their black boxes out of them. And, like, all of the black boxes are fucking depressing.
Well, yeah. The world was ending, Teeks.
The world was ending, but, like, some of them are worse than others. Like, one of them, I picked up, and it was just, like, blank. Like, there was nothing in it. And then there's a tower trying to, like, talk to them. And they're like, hey, you need to turn around or you're gonna run into that swarm. Like, hello? Are you there? And then someone else comes on and they're like, the cabin's depressurized. I don't think there's anyone on that flight anymore.
Oh dear.
Hello? And then another one, these guys are like, there are pilots in here, and they're flying a plane out, and they're like, do you think, like, all those boys dropped knowing, like, this is their last flight? And one of the other pilots just goes, I mean, we took this flight knowing it was gonna be our last flight, so could we at least have a drink? And they're like, yeah, well, you can have a drink, I don't care. And they're like, they pour some, I'm assuming it's bourbon. Might have been whiskey. I don't fucking remember. It doesn't matter. And they're like, and they're just like, yeah, to head into Valhalla or whatever. And somebody's like, do you think Valhalla has ice because this drink's warm? Jesus fuck, dude! Like, god damn it. It's a mess. Everything about it is a mess. Also, I found out the group that's doing all the tattooing, they're probably tattooing themselves with, like, mercury.
That's dangerous.
I mean, it could explain why sometimes their leaders just go crazy.
Fair.
We're going with, like, the lead makeup again. Like, it's humans will do it again.
Humans are so stupid.
Humans are so stupid.
Gotta make a book or something that survives. Just don't put lead on your skin. Don't do it.
To be fair,
here are the elements that you should not put anywhere near you.
To be fair, they tried to, and then fucking Ted Farrow broke it.
They did.
On purpose.
That's true. He did do that. Fuck Ted Farrow. All my homies hate Ted Farrow.
Ted Farrow's the guy in the first game. For people who don't know, Ted Farrow's the guy in the first game who is the reason that the machines did a war against the people. And he didn't want to be remembered in the history books as the reason that the machines did a war against the people, and so now we have to live in underground bunkers. Thanks, Ted Farrow. So he deleted the entirety of human history. Fuck it. God damn it.
That's so infuriating.
I'm so mad about it. I'm so mad about it. And now the space aliens have the entirety of human history. I don't even get it. I'm so mad.
I don't even get it.
If I don't get the Apollo project by the end of this game, or there isn't a guaranteed third game where I do fucking get it, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Wait, no, but hold on.
That's the...
I understand that your sanity is on the line, Tegan, but are you fully committed to playing an entire third game just so that Aloy could receive the entirety of human history?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to check. I just wanted to be sure.
I'm 100% committed to that. Like, the sub-functions, when they're separated from Gaia, they do have their own, like, little personalities, and they're cool.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I just want the entirety. It was so cool. The way that they were, like, setting it up at the end of the first game, where they're, like, describing how they're, like, getting in touch with all of these, like, different experts in their fields, and, like, also not letting anything, like, cultural go to waste, like, specifically seeking out, like, master craftsmen and stuff to, like, explain how they do the thing that they do and, like, that sort of thing, was really fucking cool! And I want that part of the project to survive so badly.
Fair enough.
I don't care about anything else. I care a little bit about the other stuff. I don't care about anything else! Yeah, I guess the terraforming system is important. Yeah, I guess, like, the thing that is responsible for maintaining the correct atmospheric balance and the water potency system, like, those are important also, but, like, fuck it! I just want the entirety of human history!
What if the game puts you...
back.
What if it puts you in a position where you have to gamble all the other subsystems just to save Apollo?
Oh, I'd do it in a heartbeat!
Oh my god, Teagues.
Apollo probably has the information on how to build the rest of them!
Then why did they put it in Gaia or whatever?
Gaia's like the core seed.
Oh.
She's like, Gaia is just a kernel, and then all the other sub-functions, like, plug into it.
Oh, okay.
The corn on the cob.
I don't think you know how corn...
I need to see that shit post of, like, explaining the sub-functions as, like, kernels on... separated from a corn cob.
Yeah. The kernels are popcorn, and the cob that they came from is Gaia.
but they're still connected to the cob somehow. They're already popped. But it's
you unpop them and then put them back.
Okay, yeah, that's
We just have to reverse time and steam. It's fine. They figured it out or something. God. It's such a mess.
Right.
Everything about I love this game so much. Everything about this game is a mess. I can't wait. Like, the first game did a very good job of, like, tying it all back in and making it make sense. And so I can't wait for all this shit to make sense again.
What if it doesn't, though?
It will. I'm sure it will. It'll make some semblance of sense where I can go, oh yeah, that makes sense for the future world where we had, like, weird hologram tech. Fuck it, you know? Who cares? It's very much like hand-wavy, but, like, makes sense in universe style of making sense. And I'm fine with that. But, like, I wanna see more, like, little kid school reports that are in abandoned cars in the desert that is Vegas. Like, it's so fun. This little kid being like, and then Mr. Chen brought water back to the desert, and then there was a big oasis, and we learned that an oasis is a place where there's water in a desert, and it's so funny. It's like all of this despair, and then like, Thank you, Mrs. Smith, for taking your 8th grade class to Las Vegas, Nevada.
I hear they get good flights there.
We went to the big, cool casino where all the water is. Like, what on earth? I don't understand. It's so fun. And, like, the fact that they did absolutely, like, nerf Aloy at the very beginning. Or, like, it felt like a nerf compared to where she was at the end of the game. But, so in the first game, like, the like, more points you put into your Silent Strike, the stronger it got. When you started, like, at the base of this game, your Silent Strike could still one-shot anything you would have been able to one-shot at the end of the last game. So that was kind of nice, except I didn't run into any of those machines until, like, partway through this, like, the part that I'm in now, so...
That makes sense. I think that's better than, like, say the way that, like, I guess God of War handles, like, sequels or whatever, because they just straight up take all your powers, and then, like, you either have to regain the powers you already had, or, like, you get new powers sometimes, but, like, it was always just like, oh, by the way, I know you were busted by the end of the game, that was cool, I'm happy that you had that experience, but we're taking that from you, instead of just, like...
Now you fucking suck again.
Yeah.
Right. They did take some stuff, because your original, spear disintegrated, all of the override codes for machines that you had in that sphere also disintegrated.
That's fair.
So you do have to like clear cauldrons again, but Gaia helps you like reassemble the data so that you can override the machines again. So like the ones that I could override in the previous game, some of them I was able to get back just because it was like, oh, you've already fought X amount of these machines. You already know how to override these machines. Here you go. Like you've met the minimum requirements. Congratulations, you can do it again. And other times it's like, yeah, I don't know. Go find a new cauldron, I guess.
Yeah.
If you haven't played the game yet, though, if anyone is thinking of picking it up, do the Poseidon mission first. Just do it first. It makes like the exploration portion so much easier because like I found a bunch of underwater caverns that I couldn't like swim through because I couldn't hold my breath long enough, and now I can just breathe underwater, so it's fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
You make like a weird like scuba apparatus thing out of some machine parts that were specifically like designed after gills, like very clearly designed after gills. And so they're like these long strips that like separate out the oxygen so that you can breathe it.
Mm-hmm.
And they just work underwater the entire time. You just put the little thing on and you just swim around. And I'm not very good at swimming, but it's fine.
Wish I could breathe underwater. That could be dope.
It was, but yeah, that's Forbidden West so far.
Hmm.
It's good. I hate it. I hate it. I love it. It's already my game of the year.
For sure.
How's Triangle Strategy? Is it fun?
It is fun. I like it. I feel like it's one of those things that like maybe I'm the only one that likes it because I've definitely seen a lot of pushback on like the game online. Like I know the writing in like the actual game feels a little better than the demo. Like it feels like there's some flavor. Like there's more flavor in it, I think. Like the writing was like very dry, I think, in like the demo. And maybe that's just like dated material. But like now it feels like I'm listening to characters and I'm like watching them react to situations and otherwise live their lives, and that's cool. I do think it's still a bit simple, which is something that's known from like these games, because Triangle Strategy isn't, it's not an original concept. Like it's a Final Fantasy Tactics game, like with Game of Lords or whatever. So the stuff that's happening isn't super novel or like tricky or anything. But the game part, like the things that they allow you to like interact with, are good. I do like talking to people and making decisions about how I react to the things that they say. I think the choices like definitely fit into the 3 pillars that they want you to fit into, but they are still kind of like nuanced and like makes the characters seem like they're aware of what's going on around them and making like real decisions about how they react to what's going on. I like the tactics are good. I don't think it's like a build your own team sort of thing in the way that like Fire Emblem Awakening has been, or even just like Fire Emblem in general. It's very much, this is the team and these are the things that they're able to do. And I'm not sure if like you can make characters do other things. Like I don't know if you can put the protagonist on a horse or teach like a different character how to use magic, but I'm okay with that at this stage of the game. I like the ride that I'm on right now. I do think that there is an interesting choice that they made with like surfacing information and giving players tools. But the one that I really want to talk about is that like when you lose like a tactics map, instead of just like resetting and going back to where you were, you do go back to the same screen. You can replan your attack or whatever, but you keep all the experience that you did over that lost fight. And I think that's meant to like mitigate some of the frustration of like playing a single map repeatedly and like repeatedly losing, because like what it'll allow you to do is kind of like gracefully like level out of the experience if like that's the problem. I guess like the trade-off is that maybe there's like a tighter constraint to like finishing it on the first try if that's what you really want to do. But if you don't, if you just want to get through it, continually playing the level will make that easier over time. And I think that's a good thing. I think it has implications that I haven't felt the effects of yet, but I'm into it, I think. I do like the idea of like the character or like your protagonist kind of like shaping their own like convictions as the game goes on. Like, and it doesn't feel binary, but I don't know if like a triad is like the answer to it. Like, I mean, it's not Mass Effect for sure, but like I don't know how much different it'll be with like a third option. And I'm wondering if they're gonna do something more like Shin Megami Tensei, where like the true answer is like something between everything, where like, you know, you get to like the near the end of the game and it turns out if you picked the first, second, or third dialogue option every time, you're going to get a shitty ending. But if you bounced around and like reacted to the situation, then maybe you have a shot at getting something that makes more sense. But I don't know. It's not really something that these devs have done before, but they do definitely obscure like a kind of like secret end game in these kinds of games. So maybe I'll run into that later on. But I'm only like, I don't know, 3-4 hours in so far. Well, I guess counting the demo time, so something closer to like 7 or 8. But I like the way that the game feels right now, and I hope it continues to stay that way. I hope there isn't like some big terrible turn, but we'll see what happens.
Do you like it more than Octopath so far? Or about the same?
I think I like it a little less than Octopath because I mean, I did just get what's her name? The bartender that like rides on the horse that just joined me?
Yeah.
Hasabara, I think. She just joined me and she seems like a lot of fun. But I really liked Octopath because like you could just pick one of the 8 people and then kind of pick up people at your leisure. And this one feels a lot more on rails. And I'm not sure it's a bad thing because like, you know, there's like, it's much more like you're going down a river and like you pick forks and like you'll end up someplace. But I feel like that's a bit more, I guess, controlled than what I would want it to be. I really liked Octopath and I liked just about everything about it. And this game, there are definitely a bit more things that I'm on the fence about. There isn't anything that I outright dislike so far. And there are some cool things. So I guess I'm just not as excited about it. But I do like it, and I'm going to see it through.
I'm excited.
I mean,
I'm having fun.
It's no Dodgeball Academia, but you know.
Yeah, it is no. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I just want to know.
Is that the measuring stick? Is that the new measuring stick?
I think it, as far as like my like ideal RPG experiences, yes. It was Golf Story for a while, and now it's Dodgeball Academia, and I'm looking forward to whatever Sports Story comes out. Please give me Sports Story. I really want to play it. I think I'd like it a lot. But no one's announced Sports Story this week. Do we want to talk about the state of play?
Yeah. I think so.
Brian, do you have any feelings about Exoprimal?
That was a game that was discussed at the company that experienced abuse allegations marketing event this week, right?
That's fair. Yeah, that is one of the games that they discussed at that event.
Okay, yeah. It let's see here. Exoprimal. One second. Exoprimal.
Exoprimal is the one where the dinosaurs come out of a rift and you fight them with a fancy Power Ranger suit thing.
Yep. And looks like Exoprimal will also be available on PC. So I'd like to say it looks good. Do you see what I just did there?
Are you saying that it looks good because it's not only available on a Sony product?
That's exactly what I did.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I guess all kidding aside.
I mean, do you not want to talk about the state of play? We could not talk about the state of play.
No, I mean, it's fine. Like, that's fine. I am not particularly like Exoprimal. Like, seems to be like what would normally be my brand of stupid, but for some reason it just didn't really do it for me.
Sing for you.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like something. I don't know what it is. But it doesn't look like it's for me. Honestly, nothing I think that they showed looked like it was for me. Which felt a little weird, but that's fine. You know?
I don't know. I feel like Tegan buys enough video games. They should probably try to sell something to you, right?
Tegan buys enough video. Tegan did buy a PlayStation when it first came out. Like, so there is that. But, I don't know. Like, Exoprimal looks goofy. It looks like it's for people who enjoy Ark Survival Evolved and also, Overwatch. Like, those, like, team fight games. But, not for me. You know?
Yeah. I mean, this definitely... Exoprimal looks like one of those cracking open a cold one with the boys games. Like, that's what it looks like. It looks like maybe like low intensity, high production value, just kick it and blow some shit up. Because like the dinosaurs could have been anything. I mean, if this game was made 5 years ago, it would have been zombies. And that would have been it. But they decided to do dinosaurs in this one, which, I don't know, maybe that's a selling point for someone. Maybe there's some guy that just really hates raptors and would like to kill a bunch every week.
I would like to speak to Capcom directly.
Yeah.
Capcom.
Go for it. You have the microphone.
This is our first Capcom Direct.
Capcom, just fucking make Dino Crisis, you losers. It's what everybody wants. Nobody's gonna buy your stupid Exoprimal game. You're gonna be discounting it within 3 months. But if you came out here and you're like, you know what, you could even just be like Dino Crisis Remake, maybe, like using the same formula that worked for Resident Evil 2 and 3. Like, just fucking give people Dino Crisis. Just fucking do it. Like, no one cares about Exoprimal. I guarantee you, like, there are, like, negative people. Like, there are people who look at it and they cease to care just by knowing it exists.
Some 12-year-old boy is very excited about Dino Primal. He just doesn't know he's excited about Dino Primal.
You're calling it Dino Primal. You can't even get the name right. Like, that's how much of an
I can't even
game.
get it
Like,
right.
this thing fails to make an impression. It is a fart. All right. There were other games at this event.
That was only the first game that they showed at this event. We're already shitting all over it. It's a good day to be Sony, everybody. Let's see. The next game they showed was Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin is getting a demo on PS4 and PS5. And while the demo is exclusive to PS4 and PS5, the full game will come out on the Xbox Series systems, PlayStation, and PC.
Yep. All right.
I am famously not a Final Fantasy person, so I got nothing.
As a Final Fantasy expert, it is my expert opinion that Brian Cartwright should play this video game.
Rocky, I don't think you're wrong.
Ha! Let's fucking go!
That's so good. 10 out of 10.
How did I was talking about this game on Twitter the other day, and I don't know if like Rocky smelled blood in the water and saw that.
I could just know you. We've only been doing a podcast together for 5 years.
Yeah, but
we're just friends now, guys. Like, it's not like we know things about each other anymore. Jesus.
But I think the way I described this game was like, I'm so glad they finally made a Final Fantasy that exists on the Quiet Man to Deadly Premonition scale.
That was a good one. I like, there was a tweet about it that really made me laugh, which was, Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin is Kingdom Hearts if it all took place in a single world, and that world was the Fast and Furious universe. And I was like...
So...
You're like, aha, Brian wrote that summary.
So... I was watching some footage of the demo, and I swear to God, so, like, the demo starts, right? The demo just fucking goes.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a choice the demo made. Here's a thing they did.
Oh, here we go. Let's do it.
The song My Way, performed by Frank Sinatra.
Mm-hmm.
Square Enix shelled out to license that song. That particular performance of that song, they paid the money to have in this fucking video game, right?
Uh-huh.
And, like, you've got your fucking guy there who's committed to, killing chaos and everything. And he's, like, walking and he's all hard. And he's like, and they're playing My Way. And then they cut out before the chorus. You don't get any, like, and I did it my way. Like, they don't include it. They cut out before the chorus. And it never comes back.
What if it comes back, like, in the last, 25 seconds of the game? Like, they do the reprise or whatever, and then, like they actually get to play it.
And it cuts out, like, so abruptly that, it cuts out so abruptly that there was, like, a whole thing on Twitter going, like, is there something wrong with the Stranger in Paradise demo? Like, people were trying
my game broken?
Yeah. And people were like, no.
So
and then some reviewers who have their full copies, because it's coming out on the 17th, were like, nah, I've got the game. That's what it fucking does. That's the bit.
That's so funny.
And, like,
what the fuck?
And the idea that, like, people are like, well, does it ever come back later in the game? They're like, nope, I've cleared it for my review. It never comes back.
You know, it'd be really funny if, because, like, something happened when Final Fantasy XIV's, like, raid came out. Because the third boss is supposed to be named Phoenix with, like, an exotic spelling. They'd use, like, PHOEINIX. And so, like, people were, like, well, like, in EU and, like, in the NA, they were, like, calling it Phonix. Because they thought that was the joke, like, it's a faux Phoenix. But then, like, Yoshi P's team heard people calling it that, and they're just like, wait, why are you calling it Phonix? It's supposed to be Phoenix, and they just didn't know that that's how that sound came out. And so, like, they are engineering a patch to change the monster's name in, like, the game. Like, it's supposed to come out in April. Like, they mentioned it in, like, an actual, like, live letter, because they didn't know that that's what was happening. I wonder if that's what happened with, like, My Way. Like, they didn't realize that, like, someone cut it out early for some reason, and they have to, like... Day one patch it or something.
Oh my god. Yes, please. I don't care if that's not what actually is.
Please do it anyway.
I want that to be what actually is. Do it anyway. I would like a day one patch where My Way is finished. Just so we don't have to suffer. Or we do have to suffer. I'm not sure.
Sinatra's cool. Well, I mean, the dude wasn't cool, but his music survives for some reason.
Yeah. That's true. That's an accurate assessment.
And just everything I see from this game looks like there were so many different decisions that were made by, like, adults with money and power, and they just didn't know what to do. Mm. And that's very exciting to me.
That's the best kind of game,
yeah.
Though. You know? It's like, I am an adult with money and power, and I want to do this! And you're like, yes.
I mean, there are lots of games like that that turn out, like, that are boring as shit, or are, like, are bad and very mundane. Like, yeah, this looks like a mess. Like, this looks like a fucking mess.
It's a bunch of... It was a dude who it's one dude who really likes Final Fantasy, and another dude who really liked Fast and Furious, and they were like, hello, we both have a considerable amount of dough. Let's make something. God damn it.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't know that you have to know.
Yeah,
That might be the joy of it, actually.
yeah, you don't have to know until, like, you know, you play it or whatever. Sometimes discovery is the journey or whatever.
It just there's very few things that like give me that same like okay fine vibe like when they're like okay we gave Morgan a skateboard in Deadly Premonition 2
Mm-hmm.
and there's a skate park now in the game and you can go skateboarding.
Cool. Let's do it.
You know, and I was like, okay, fine. You know, like, but like, on paper, Final Fantasy isn't one of those game series. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, but like, the idea of there being this weird $60 mess, just what the fuck happened?
What if it's not even a mess? It comes out and it's like the best game of all time.
I mean, that is a world that we could live in, but you have to remember, Tegan, that
Yeah.
Square Enix has been releasing the worst game of the year for 2 years running, and they may have already hit it with what was it, Babylon's Fall this year, but this one might be worse. You know, they could always go lower.
What if they got it out of their system, though?
That could be cool. I think that the world would be better for it, but I don't think they're done yet. I don't believe it. Not with the other things that are on this list, but yeah.
I read a description of Babylon's Fall that just like made me just go, ooh. I saw someone describe it as the anthem of destinies, and
Ooh.
Get wrecked.
Ooh.
Forever.
Yeah.
That hurts me.
And I think the thing that for me, like there's nothing that Babylon's Fall gets right, and there's things that it gets especially wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I think probably the biggest example, like, or like, the most like shockingly offensive example though is got to be like character creation trying to make a black character in Babylon's Fall. Whoops. Yeah. Oh my god. Like there is stuff. Like have you seen people taking it into Photoshop to show that like the color picker on the screen just straight up lies to you?
Yes.
That's
like,
fucking amazing.
No, yeah.
What do you mean it lies to you?
It lies, Tegan. The colors that you can pick in the picker do not show up on the character. And it's not like a weird lighting thing. The colors are just dead-ass wrong.
Oh, no.
Like, they just said, like, oh, you can use this color. Psych! Like, it's so crazy. It's
JK, haha. Look at this fucking loser.
Oh, man.
Wanting to make a character with a different skin tone. Fuck off.
Yeah, right.
Sounds great. Sounds like a beautiful mess. And I mean beautiful in a bad way. Not beautiful in a
Did
good
Square
way.
Enix publish the Quiet Man? I'm trying to remember. Like, were they responsible for that?
I don't remember.
Let's find
But
out.
it's gonna take me 3 more seconds to do it. Ah, no, I got the movie. Fuck me.
Yes, they did.
Yes,
Yes,
they
they
did.
Yes, they fucking did.
I'm telling you, they've been greenlighting some real stinkers out there. Okay, like they want that. They want that role the most. Like game of the year, no, thank you. Let's have worst game of the year from us every time.
Like, all right. I don't think we did much talking about The Quiet Man on the podcast. Like, it only came up like once or twice because it was
Correct.
a bad video game.
Correct.
It was a bad video
Yeah.
game.
But like, Jesus Christ! Like, the whole premise of the game, which is like, okay, so there's this character, right? He's deaf, right? And so what we're gonna do for a lot of the video game is, for some reason, we're gonna have the game sound like this game sounds like what it sounds like to the protagonist. And it's just like, what? And so you're just like playing the game and it'll just be like thud, vibration, controller vibrate, thud. But then the game will cut to like full motion video cutscenes and people are just fucking talking. And they're just fucking talking. And they try to do this weird thing in the game where they cut directly from gameplay to FMV, and like it's so. The game was bizarre. Like it was like somebody had been told about video games but never actually played one, and
Yeah,
then
sure.
was asked to make one. And I honestly get the same vibe off of this fucking Final Fantasy Origin bullshit. Like it's like, what is this? What do you know about art that humans make? Like just.
What do you know about games that people play? What do you know about generic white male protagonist? Like,
wait, this one doesn't have stubble, right? Or does he have stubble? I can't remember.
He's got like a short goatee.
Okay, that's right.
It's not stubble, but it is a short goatee.
Like I remember when like the Quiet Man came out, so people when like the game launched and people were confused because like they would start because they started playing the game. They're like, what is going on with the audio in this game? And like Square Enix got like incredibly embarrassed and like basically patched in full audio for the fucking game. And they're like, yeah, we made audio. We just took it out because we thought we were being like artistic or some shit. And they just whoop, there was the audio. Just boop, there it goes. And so like it would not surprise me at all if what happens is that like I mean because like reviewers are already saying like My Way never comes back or My Way does not appear at the end of the game and that like this bullshit is exactly how it seems. It would not surprise me at all if like a humiliated and mocked Square Enix like patches in the chorus, just like patch 1.1 launch day chorus, you know, just like.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, like
you're right. You know what? You're right.
Like
I want those patch notes like framed.
Yeah.
Patch 1.1 chorus.
We patched it our way. Just
oh
these
my god.
fucking goons. All right, what else happened at this event?
They showed us Gundam Evolution. It's coming to Xbox and PlayStation. It is a Gundam game.
And the Steam.
Good job.
And the Steam.
And the
So
yeah, and the Steam. They're doing a closed network test for PC later in April.
So it's a Gundam arena shooter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like
that's what it looks like.
I know I haven't talked to you guys about this, but there was a Gundam fighting game that had a niche following in the fighting game community, and it was outrageous. There were like at first it's just like, what do you mean? They're just robots punching each other, right? But then like there's just like 82 different like movement options. Like it would make a Tekken player blush trying to learn how to do the movement in this game. And I don't know how or why they keep doing this, but whenever there's these like Gundam combat games, there are so many mechanics that like aren't actually like ignorable. Like it'd be different if there were just like a bunch of mechanics that no one ever had to use because there's one thing that's better than everything else. But like everything is like crazy valid, and there's just like so much time you'd have to sink to just learning how to play the game. And I'm wondering if Gundam Evolution has something similar planned. Because I've seen a lot of Gundam games come out with like weird esoteric mechanics that are not surfaced that well, that are absolutely out of control. And I wonder if they're going to do that to the arena shooting genre.
Oh god, I hope not. Oh god, I hope not.
Imagine the most complicated shooter ever, and it's like, well, you're in a mech, and it's like, well, I guess that makes sense. Like, oh my god, I don't know.
I mean, you're in a mech, but if you're also playing where you have Gundam XYZ from Series 10 on your team, you can do a series of special limited edition moves or some shit. Like, but only if Gundam XYZ is on your team. Otherwise, you're just a sitting duck, and it's like, what are you talking about? Hello?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Oops.
Like, I know you guys know how to sit and crouch and strafe, right? But if you crouch and then you rocket jump at the same time, then you can cancel the recovery animation as you, like, dive directly backwards, which means that if they were auto-targeting you, the bullets will never track you. And so you have to manually aim the shots to land to land the headshot on this guy, and it's just like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's just,
If you start your special and you pull your shield out at the same time, your shield will glitch into your gun, and you just have infinite shield for 15 minutes minimum.
see, that's what I mean. This is the type of shit that might actually happen with this fucking game.
Yes.
Oh god, like I really, like, man, I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch it, but if it shows up on my feed, I'm not gonna look away. I'm not gonna do it. Like, oh man, I'm terrified about the future of Gundam Evolution, but who knows?
All right. So you were talking about like complicated movement in the Gundam game.
Mm-hmm.
Were you talking about Gundam Extreme Versus?
That was one of them. Yeah.
Okay. Here,
Is this where you're gonna tell us secretly you were a top tier player of Gundam Extreme?
Let's go, Brian.
what I was gonna say, it sounds like somebody didn't play any fucking Virtual On, but he was in his diapers.
Amazing.
Great. You want to show me the tech, Brian? Because I'm willing to learn.
Rocky is famously willing to learn. I am not. I will just mock you relentlessly, but Rocky will learn.
I think that like the reputation for complexity that Extreme Versus got was because Extreme Versus borrowed a lot, all caps, a lot from Virtual On, and people like got in there and they were like expecting something which I think felt more like a conventional fighting game.
Sure.
And they were like, and I remember when like Virtual On came out for the Saturn and Sega put out the sticks. They're like, here's your Virtual On sticks, and people got used to sticks that move weird. So I think that the best solution for everyone is if they just go ahead and localize a certain magical Virtual On, so that way everybody can have a Virtual On game with magical girls in it, and we can all heal as a world together.
Fair enough. Also, I do want to say that there is a theme that comes across this state of play, which is that when there are established franchises see success in other genres, and they really want to like take more of it, like Stranger of Paradise is like Final Fantasy wants some of that Dark Souls money, right? Like people just buy a Dark Souls game because of how excited people get about Dark Souls. Gundam Evolution seems like, hey, we make Gundam games, but like we don't really make them shooters, but people love shooters, so let's make one of those. Let's see how much money we can get, and that seems like it's going to continue. That's all I'm going to say.
But what if I don't want it?
Well, all I gotta do is stop giving Sony money, I think. I think that'll work. Maybe. Who knows?
Well, and that's not just no longer giving Sony money, like, because most of the games that were featured in this event were, strangely enough, not games published by Sony. Like, they are games published by other companies. Like, but it was just, there was like I think that like they either like leaned a lot on like existing game structures, or better yet, they leaned on nostalgia, where they're like, hey everybody, like, do you remember the Ninja Turtles? Well, yes, I do remember the Ninja Turtles. Then perhaps you shall pay good money to be in their company again.
I'm actually worried about this Cowabunga collection's existence endangering like the .emu like Ninja Turtles game. I want to know what's going on with that. That looked good. Shredder's Revenge, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I am interested in this because these are all, like, a lot of these are NES, Super NES, Game Boy games coming out. So, like, having these be, like, former Nintendo exclusives that are now coming to PlayStation and PC and Xbox is interesting. Not in a bad way, just interesting.
Well, I have some very bad news about some of those Turtles games for the NES.
Oh yeah, tell me about
They're
it.
fucking bad. Like,
That doesn't surprise me. I thought you said you had bad news.
yeah, in fact, I think um, let's.
We already know most like movie tie-in games were bad. We did, I think, an entire thing on it at one point.
They're bad except for when they're not. And, yeah.
They're either great or they're absolutely horrible. No middle ground.
We are a big fan of when like developers get a license and they're like, great, I'm going to use this as my secret opportunity to do like subversive and creative shit. Like when people got the license to the Chronicles of Riddick and were like, please play Escape from Butcher Bay. And it was a great game. Like, how did that? Again, who knows? Who knows? They suck except for when they don't. But like very famously, like there is stuff in those Turtles games for the NES where there's like unavoidable hits and there's places where you have to have like enemy patterns that you're not allowed to react in this video game. You have to have played the game earlier, gotten fucked, memorized enemy patterns, so that way when you like walk into rooms, you're like, I can now not be fucked because I've memorized this. Like,
oh, so it's Dark Souls.
A little bit, yeah.
Dark Souls would be angry if you said that. Like, there are people who.
Nah, Dark Souls wouldn't be angry. The fans would, absolutely. But Dark Souls rebels in it, you know.
I just. People play those video games wrong, and the culture around the games is wrong, and I now have a podcast where someone said "get good" in all seriousness. That's a thing that I have now.
Come on.
He absolutely did not say it in all seriousness.
Could have fooled me. I was fooled.
Congratulations! We did it, fam. We tricked Brian.
I've never. It'd be like, imagine if somebody fucking played Mario, right? I'm sorry. This is now me detouring.
Yeah, I know. Go on.
Detour. Go.
Imagine if someone fucking played Mario, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "You're a real piece of shit if you ever pick up the feather." Real Mario fans never pick up the feather.
Except in the levels that it literally requires you to use it.
Absolutely, but as soon as you get out of those levels, you should like get hit so that way you can go back to Small Mario, because Small Mario has got a smaller hitbox. So like, you know, there's less chance of being hit if you're Small Mario. Real Mario players are Small Mario.
Oh my god.
This is what the Dark Souls community sounds like.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Grandpa will get back to bed. Let's keep on Sony.
Okay. They announced Gigabash, a 4-player kaiju brawler.
I feel bad about Gigabash. Personally.
Yeah.
A friend of mine really loves these games. Or like not these games, but like the idea that you play as kaiju, you destroy towns, you fight your friends or whatever, very Rampage stuff.
Yeah.
And like he got really excited about this because it looks like serving that niche, and he's been craving it for a long time. And he's been trying to get me and a group of friends to play with him, and I just like haven't gotten around to it like at all. I mean, I hope it's good, you know? It doesn't really seem like my jam, but it seems like something I could play like with friends or whatever. I just haven't played it with my friends, and I feel bad about that. But, you know. Nah. Otherwise, Gigabash is, I'm sure, a very fine video game.
It's a video
Is this video game out?
No, it's coming out in October. But, like, it's had, like, demos. I think, like, 2 or 3 have, like, released.
Not out yet.
Okay.
Later this year.
All right. Because what event was it? There was an event focused on like indie games over the like digital E3 last year, where there were like 4 out of the 6 games they showcased at this small event were fucking kaiju games, and it was like, here's a kaiju game, now here's another kaiju game, here's a kaiju game, and like one of them was Giga Bash, and I remember thinking at the time that like, gosh, there are just so many of these like kaiju games that like whenever this like kaiju deluge finally happens, like any given one of these will just get lost in the mix because there are so many of them. I remember like one of them was like a first person perspective, like Rock'em Sock'em Robots kind of thing, where like you're looking, you see out the kaiju's eyes, and you're punching other kaiju, and then there was one that was like a one kaiju versus like the military attacking the kaiju game, and it's like grab tanks and planes to power up, and just like okay, and then Giga Bash, which has kind of like a beat 'em up, party brawler kind of feel, and I'm just like these. I just don't know how much fake Godzilla people can take.
I mean, people like fake Godzilla. I don't know how many they'll be able to buy at once, but like the people who like fake Godzilla like fake Godzilla.
I feel like they might have been saving up. They might just buy them all.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of somebody somewhere having a fucking fake Godzilla jar in their house, just like I keep like they come back from their job at the car wash and they put money in there, just like yeah, man.
It's like they've had the Rampage jar for like 15 years or whatever. They haven't had anything to spend it on. You know, sometimes it's their emergency savings, but like I'm sure there'll be like $200 in there when all 4 of these games come out or whatever.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna be ready. And then they announced a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R, which is coming in the fall.
That looks lit, actually.
Yeah, honestly looks good. Especially compared to like the other games that are like similar to this, you know? Like this feels like it's, you know, the My Hero Academia fighter? Mm-hmm. Like it reminds me of that, except this is way cooler.
So like there have been a couple of JoJo's like fighting games, and they all have insane, outrageous bullshit in them. Like there's
as they should.
Right, yeah. Like, and have you seen the energy that people had for like Dungeon Fighter Online, where they're just like, I want shit to be busted. I want to like get hit across screen and then hit by a teleport and then combo to death. Like, and then I want to figure out how to do that so I can do that to other people. That's all I want. And like, that's what I want for this JoJo game. Like, it's supposed to be a tag fighter. You're fighting 2v2s again. And I've seen other JoJo's where like, there's like this little like dog that like starts like a low attack that can like chain combo you across the screen into death or whatever. And like, that's what I want for this game. I want to see like actual insane bullshit. I'm sick of strike throw mix-ups. High-low mix-ups are okay, but they're not crazy anymore. Like, I want to see the same type of feeling that I have when I read and watch JoJo's, where it's like, that's absolutely bullshit. I can't believe this just happened, but in a video game. That's what I want. And I don't know. I think that could be fun. Some people won't agree with me, but that's okay. That's their business. But this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
They're wrong, obviously.
Yeah.
I want to know who's in the fighter pass. The inevitable fighter pass, I want to know who's in it. I want to know what they could do. I can't wait to see the people like lose their shit over their favorite JoJo getting their favorite fucking dumbass costume stand.
They had the character. They had one of the characters on the horse. They had him on the horse for real, man. Oh god, I hope that weird burrowing dude from Part 5 is there. I hope the guy that like Jotaro had to play video games with, where like in every video game he's busted, fights against the people in that game. I hope he has a controller. I hope it's just fucking Festival Hardbody. I'm not gonna, man. Oh my god. I want all of the insane bullshit in this one fighting game. I want them to go truly apeshit. I really need it. I want Day 1 infinites. I want like outrageous unblockable cross-ups, like shit like that. I want frame 1 activated unblockables. And I want to be able to do it on cross-up. Whatever. I'm babbling now. I'm going to stop. JoJo's All-Star Plus R is happening. And I'm excited.
It's happening. It sure is happening. Don't know what it means. But it's happening. Brian, you should watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I've heard that the first 2 seasons are better dubbed than subbed. Because, like,
yeah, I've heard that too.
when I watched them subbed, I almost wanted to give up on the first season. Like, I was just like, oh my god, why am I watching this? But apparently it's a lot funnier when it's dubbed on the first 2 seasons. So, if you want to try that, that's what I would advise.
All right.
Yeah.
Then they showed Trek to Yomi, which is another like black and white samurai fighter, but this one seems to be most of the battles seem to happen like in that left to right space, you know what I'm talking about.
It does look like a side scroller kind of beat 'em up thing.
Yeah, like there's definitely parts where you are like exploring more or less the world, quote unquote, I guess. But like all of the like fight sequences seem to happen in like a limbo style left to right vibe. I
hope it really, like, I guess when I was looking at it, it looked like it was something between Sifu and like Ghost of Tsushima. And I hope that's what it turns out to be, because I know a lot of people would really love a game like that. Also, I feel like this was announced before, like 2 years ago or something. Brian?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Last year.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Time's a flat circle.
But now it's coming out later this year. Returnal's getting co-op. I don't care. I don't give a shit about Returnal anymore. Fuck this game. Bye. Whatever. We're getting a co-op. A new free content! Endless mode. Where you climb a tower till you die. I don't care. I'm so glad you think that's funny.
Oh my god, no, that's so good. Actually, I think Returnal getting a co-op is cool. I know people that would like to play this game with other people. Maybe in some cases it's because they feel like the game is too difficult to play on their own, which is entirely valid because that game is hard as shit.
Game's bullshit.
Like, it's good.
I can only get fucked over by RNG so many times.
I mean, that's fair.
Before I just give up.
Mm.
I will never solve the mystery of the house, because I'll never get the fucking key!
Oh, yeah.
I'll get the key on a run where I don't get the house! I don't care about this game anymore. I hate it. Fuck this game. I hate it. Fuck this game.
Oh, God.
Good for it. I hope people who like this game have fun. Have more fun than I did. God damn it. Anyway.
Sorry I had a bad time, Teeks.
Yeah, it's okay. Everyone's gonna have a bad time with some video games.
That's true.
You know, it's just understanding your limits. And then they said, the Diofield Chronicle is coming.
I hate this game.
Yeah?
I've never played it. I don't know if I ever will, but I am declaring war on the Diofield Chronicle because this is Square Enix deciding, hey, we want some of that Fire Emblem money.
Uh-huh.
And they made 3D, high fucking production value, flat, no texture face Fire Emblem in Britain, where Britain is the non-aggressor who's just trying to defend their homeland because they're finally dealing with war for the first time. Fuck these clowns.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate this fucking video game.
They really fucking did do that. God, I love watching this little CG horse totally run across the battlefield like it's just on a slip and slide. Those legs are moving. It sure isn't going anywhere.
Tegan's out here defeating horse physics. Let's go.
Hey, I played the game with the best horse physics.
Oh, God.
I know what to look for in horse physics now.
That certainly makes sense. Brian, you have any feelings about Diofield Chronicle? You want to hate it with me?
You want to hate it with me?
I'll do you one better. I can't be bothered to give a shit.
Okay.
Come on. Come on.
I mean, yeah, that's probably like the better stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely safer.
That doesn't make for very good radio, does it?
We're not going to talk about radio. This isn't even radio! Radio's trying to be like podcasts now! You hear this shit? I've tried to. I listen to the radio now because I had to get a new car. It's a whole other thing. But I listen to the radio now, and on the radio to work, they keep telling me to listen to their fucking like online recordings and their like podcasts of like the daily radio show. And it's just like, I'm listening to you because you're on. I don't want to look for you guys. You guys are my favorite personalities. What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
But what if we could be your favorite person?
well, I mean, that's
on the radio.
I don't want to be on the radio. I don't want to do that. Being the radio is radio life is a sad life, Tegan. I know some DJs, okay, and like, sure, sometimes the techno ones get to date models or whatever, but like that is the peak of their life experience.
What?
Brian, come on, talk to me, dude.
Get to date models or whatever? Is that real? Is that a thing you just said?
Yeah, I did say that. Am I lying? Am I somehow wrong?
I mean, you've been wrong before, but like, I don't know if you're wrong about that.
Sometimes the techno ones get to date models or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's the sentence. That's what I said.
Was said.
Techno DJs sometimes date models. They do. And like, I don't know. Outside of that, I don't envy their lives. Like, I don't care about anything else that they have going on.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Yeah.
Brian, come on. Are you coming to the defense of techno DJs? Like, what's going on right now?
No, I'm just... It's just such a weird sentence.
I mean, sure. Fine. I can accept that. I've said weird sentences before. This will not be my last one, I promise.
They get to date models or whatever?
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever. Oh my god. But yeah, Diofield Chronicle, I'm coming for you, okay? I hope that everything that you've built turns to ash in your mouth, you know? Fuck you guys. I hate everything that you stand for. And, I will not stop until you are no more.
That's a lot.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes you just gotta know where you stand, though.
Valkyrie Elysium also happened, which seems fine, I guess. I don't know. Kind of already.
Yeah, I don't know either. I have no idea how to feel about this game. I don't understand what it is.
It feels like, I know it's an action RPG, right? It's a fast, flashy action RPG. Might be like Devil May Cry minus. I don't know why, like, the big, heavy greatsword dude is, like, your, like, secondary dude. I don't know if you just summon him or if he hangs out all the time. I don't know why the protagonist, like, Naruto runs and all that heavy armor. And...
Also, like, the cloth, like, thing that she's wearing, the, like, Asuna cape, does not move while she's running. It's just super glued to the back of her legs.
Right. Jesus.
It should flow out behind her. Like, that's how fabric works. I don't know what the fuck this is made out of.
Wait, hold on. Can I go back to Diofield Chronicle for just 1 second?
Yeah.
There's one guy in the trailer who's also wearing, like, full, like, plate armor, and he just has a dagger in his hand. You know? Like, full plate armor in a war zone where they have ships and guns and shit, and he's walking around with one, like, serrated dirk or some bullshit. And I hate him too. I hate him so much. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna leave Diofield Chronicle alone. But Valkyrie Elysium is a video game that doesn't seem to make that much sense. It's also being released by Square Enix.
Yep. It, like, really doesn't make any sense.
Or...
Not just a little bit. It super doesn't.
It super doesn't make sense, no.
I'm worried that this is Square Enix trying to do a FromSoft game.
Well, they are also doing Stranger of Paradise, so, like, I do think that there's some FromSoft in this, but I actually think it's them trying to do, like, Nier without Yoko Taro.
No. I don't like that.
Like, they're just like, man, Yoko Taro, like, he's super weird. And he keeps asking for more and more money. But his games sell, though. It's like, man, I can do what he does. Can you, though? Yeah, man, just give me a fucking budget. And then, like, this shit happens.
No, you can't do what Yoko Taro does. I'm sorry. Yoko Taro's good at his job.
He is good at his job. And he's allowed to be super weird because he's good at his job. That's the dream, all right?
He can do whatever he wants, honestly.
I think Square Enix hates that. Like, I feel like if I were Square Enix and, like, my job was just to make the most money possible, and, like, part of that strategy involved me using Yoko Taro all the time, I would hate that shit, I think. And I have to assume they hate it too, so they're trying to work their way around it, and this is it not working so far.
Yeah, Sure as fuck isn't working. What on earth is this? This doesn't look good. Like, and I know I've been like, don't judge the early stuff before, like, about Splatoon and shit, because it's like, they're still working on it. Like, they say that the graphics aren't final and stuff, but, like, I expect a little more out of Squeenix. And also, yikes. Yoko Taro can do whatever he wants as long as he keeps using that same sound designer. I don't give a shit.
You know what? Like,
I will throw infinite money at Yoko Taro. He can do what he can work he can work all night if he wants. I don't care. I'll hire an entire studio of game devs who only work the hours that Yoko Taro wants to work. I don't give a shit. I don't give a flying fuck what I have to do to get that man to make another game. I'll do it. I'll build you a CG fucking what are they called? The like helmets that Daft Punk wears,
oh god.
but like with a reactive face on it. I'll do that if it'll make you happy, Yoko Taro. I swear to God.
Tegan's really gonna go the extra mile for Yoko Taro.
I'm gonna do it. God damn. I just like the games. They're good.
What do you think about Valkyrie Elysium, Brand?
I think that this, like, unless I had a stroke, it seems to me that you guys miss that this is a installment into an existing franchise.
Ooh.
It's a
I did miss that. I 100% missed that. So, no stroke. You're good, dude.
Yeah, this is a sequel to Valkyrie Profile.
Oh, word? That's embarrassing.
Valkyrie Profile.
Valkyrie Profile was pretty good.
Yeah. I
I
was like, I'm like, am I stupid? And they just didn't say. But like, I missed
I don't know shit about the Valkyrie series.
No, yeah, Valkyrie.
I know nothing.
Valkyrie Profile was good. It's wild that this is. That's further upsetting. Man, I'd rather pay $20 to play Profile on my phone than play this.
I have good news for you. You can pay $20 to play Valkyrie on your phone.
No.
Actually, it's less than that. I think it's like 10.
It's 18. I'm looking at
Okay.
it right now.
Okay.
Oh my god. Maybe it was on sale when you looked at it last
Oh my god.
That's possible. They're good for that.
That's a huge bummer. Valkyrie Profile's fucking sick. This doesn't look fucking sick.
Sometimes these things happen. You know? Yeah.
Why do bad things happen to good games?
Well, bad things happen to bad games too, so.
I would like bad things to happen to bad games, but I would like bad things to happen to good games less often.
That's fair. I get that.
It's not too late to fix it.
Just fix it, guys. Also, is Square Enix developing Elysium, or are they just like publishing it?
No, this is internal development.
Okay, man, see, that's what I mean. I feel like Square Enix is just like, they're just throwing shit at the wall. And I wish they could just admit, hey, we don't have anything. What do you guys want to see? And then, like, make development that way.
I wouldn't. Okay, all right. Here comes Brian with an unpopular opinion.
Let's go, Brian.
I would much rather a company. I would much rather a company like make bad things under the misguided opinion like that's the way to go than to like release endlessly focus tested shit.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, and maybe I misspoke because I don't want an endlessly focus tested like Square Enix game. We already have endlessly focus tested games, and I already don't like those. But I feel like rather than, both looking at what they can offer to the public and what they want, they are just kind of taking like random guesses at things that people wanted in the past and then getting people who are less than inspired to work on them, and we get shit like this. That's not what I want, Like if they want to make an action combat Final Fantasy game, fine. But like if they want to make it, I feel like that they should pay attention to the things that people are interested in action combat, or even look at other failed ideas and try to like polish those, as opposed to just throwing out weird, janky, unpolished shit.
Okay, this doesn't seem like the right time to say that. Like sometimes weird, janky, and polished it is fun.
I agree that I that's fair.
Yeah.
I want the weird, janky, unpolished shit to be a labor of love.
Right. You just like let someone go and do some shit.
I want people who genuinely love the thing to work on it and be like, we're proud of this, and we think it's like, we know it's not perfect, but here it is, like a lot of very fun like indie games have been. But I don't want studios that have the cash on hand to do the thing right the first time to choose not to hire the correct people to do the thing right the first time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like it's because I feel like Strangers of Paradise, for example, specifically is them chasing an idea, but without like doing the research. Like it's like they're trying to make a Dark Souls game from memory, and I'm not saying that Final Fantasy should make a Dark Souls game. I think they should make a game that takes points from Dark Souls and emulates them in a way that's true to the spirit of Final Fantasy. Like Scarlet Nexus is a perfectly serviceable like Souls-like that isn't really like Dark Souls at all in tone or presentation. And that's fine. Like, that makes sense to me. But like, they are just kind of like, I feel like they're just throwing shit at the wall and hoping that people buy it because Final Fantasy is on the box. And that's dumb to me.
Okay, like, this might be a thing I've also missed.
Okay.
When did a guy sing most of a Sinatra song in a Souls game?
I don't think that's happened.
It has not happened.
And when was a Souls game about a bunch of weird garbage fuckboys driving around?
Wait, are you talking about
Stranger in Paradise? Like,
oh, no, I think that's just a carryover from 15. Are you saying that they are actually making something that's true to the spirit of Final Fantasy? Because if you want to do this, I don't think Final Fantasy 15 is true to the spirit of Final Fantasy.
I'd say that's fair. Final Fantasy 15 is mostly about a bunch of dudes running around in a car. That's not really how Final Fantasy works. Am I wrong?
I mean, yeah. But, like, I feel like basically every element of it. I think its story was interesting. I think that was an interesting choice that they made. But as far as, like, the gameplay loop, the way the systems, like, interlocked and interacted with each other, or even just the way that, like, character information was surfaced. Like, half of the things that you learned about your actual party were, like, buried in DLC content that came out years after the game did. And that's ridiculous. Like, that's... Like, even if it didn't cost extra money, which if memory serves, I think it actually did, you would still have to wait 2 years to learn more about the people that you're already traveling with. but whatever. You can do that if you want to.
Okay. But like, isn't the whole point of Final Fantasy that really after 6, all of the games are just wildly different from each other?
Uh,
I mean, like, I'm that guy. Right now I'm being that guy.
okay, I don't know what that guy is, but what I'm trying to wrestle with at the moment, I think they're like mechanically different in some cases, but I mean, it's all turn-based combat. Like the spells and like the summons are the same, and they tell different stories, and that's cool. But like, I don't know, 7, 8, and 9 use different battle systems, but I don't know. It still seems like a guy who doesn't know their place in the world trying to find a place with randos that they meet along the way. And at some point they save the world because the world is in danger. I don't know.
Like, okay, so like you had like your was it Final Fantasy 12, which is just pretty much Star Wars?
Yeah, I'll take that. That's fine.
Yeah. So you had like that one, and then there's like one where like the guy laughs,
10, yeah.
Yeah. And then like I think that one got a sequel where there's a boy band. I don't know, like
Girl band, but
yeah, girl, yeah, okay. Um, and then like they made the one where the guy with the haircut has to stop pollution.
I think that's 7.
That's 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like even then, all turn-based combat, you just named 3 different blonde protagonists actually that like all lose like their first like love interest in like the first act and then like kind of meander around through the second and third. And like while like Final Fantasy XII's big innovation was like auto battling, like Ifrit was still in it. You still cast fire. Like I don't know. They are definitely familiar as far as like an interactive piece of media. As far as like their story and like keeping up with them, then sure, they talk about different stuff. But like the experience of playing them is largely the same.
I'm just saying that like the thing that threads a series together as mechanical similarity is like a hard road to walk because like there are lots of games out there which like share mechanical similarity and have like no narrative cohesion.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like saying that like well like Doom and Quake, they're both first person shooters, so like they definitely belong in the same series. Like Final Fantasy, when you have something where you're like, all right, up until 15, really what you had was turn-based combat. It's like, okay, so does Chrono Trigger belong in the series? Does Breath of Fire belong in the series? Does any other game which has turn-based combat belong in the series? Like, if all Final Fantasy has to like offer its cohesion is um, turn-based combat, like I'm just saying that like after 6, the series kind of takes a turn where like, all right, this time you're fighting pollution, Now you're a guy with a soccer ball who laughs. Like, just it's Star Wars now. Just I just don't think Final Fantasy is necessarily at this point any kind of sacred cow.
Okay. I mean, I do feel like that's more of a matter of perspective. And while I don't think mechanical similarity is the only thing that Final Fantasy games have across them, like they share lore, they share tools, and like even like names and like in some case like characters.
Okay, they do got that guy. That Sid guy.
Sure.
Sid's also in Kingdom Hearts.
He is also in Kingdom Hearts, yeah. But yeah, like I feel like while I didn't like 15, there are a lot of people that did like it. Maybe people will like Stranger of Paradise too, and like that will like encourage people to interact with like the history of it. But like I feel like it's a little disingenuous to suggest that like Final Fantasy hasn't been something that's been like continuous and like familiar, even if they like change their settings and like their characters and their storylines.
I'm just not sure that sticking a chocobo in something, creates some kind of like great narrative or cohesive connection to things that came before. Like,
And on that point, I'd have to agree with you.
I just chocobos and Sid do not a series make. Also, I will be filing a formal complaint with the M14 supervisor, filing a form out in triplicate regarding my contention being called disingenuous.
The record so shall reflect.
Yeah. Back to, I just want to make sure I'm not stupid. Did we not talk about Ghostwire Tokyo?
We skipped Ghostwire Tokyo.
I was saving it for last because I thought that was the one that looked the best.
And do we also not talk about Forspoken?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we did talk about Forspoken.
Okay.
But I did skip over Ghostwire Tokyo on purpose.
Wait, we did talk about Forspoken?
No.
Okay.
We skipped over it, but I skipped over Tokyo Ghostwire on purpose because I wanted to talk about it last because I like it.
Okay, are we going to talk about Forspoken?
Yeah, we can talk about it right now. We talk about it right now, Brian. What do you think?
I would like to play this video game.
Okay.
Coming to Steam and Epic on October 11th.
I agree that I would like to play this video game.
Yeah.
This looks badass. This looks like it was for me. It's for me? I'm very excited. Honestly.
There's a very, like, earnest, goofy vibe about it that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I know I'm not usually one to sit here and go like, this game just looks beautiful. Just look at the graphical fidelity. But this game just looks beautiful. Look at the fucking graphical fidelity. Like,
Brian, I want to know what you mean by it has a goofy earnestness.
So like, every time this game has been shown,
Mm-hmm.
like the I'm not sure if you remember like the very first showing of the game, like before we knew what the title of the game was, and like they're showing footage and like a dragon shows up, and the protagonist goes like, "That's a fucking dragon," like,
Mm-hmm.
and like the kind of like the self narration that the protagonist has offered, like it's kind of like seemed like a world that looks like it's fun to be in, like the way it kind of like there's a measure of playfulness to it, like which is I think what I'm trying to get at, like a lot of times like you see video game worlds and they seem like the things that happen in this video game world are they don't necessarily like scratch at the sense of imagination in like the same way, like they're either like like very very dour, or they're aiming for a sense of realism, so like the way that they engage with you is like very different. But like this looks like this is capturing my sense of whimsy. Like I'm like I this there's something about it. Like I'm sorry that I'm like not able to like put my finger exactly on it, but like a lot of times like it reminds, like it's like when you, if I were to say like Proust's Madeline, would you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. Rocky?
Mm-hmm.
If I say Proust's Madeline, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so for Tegan and any potential listener who does not know what I'm talking about, the writer Proust talked about consuming a Madeleine cookie and the taste of the cookie, the sensation of the cookie in his mouth, eating the cookie um, transported him in memory and in place to his childhood. That there was something about the cookie that just like said like youth. The notion of like Proust's Madeline
Are you talking about the Ratatouille from Ratatouille?
was overtly referenced in Ratatouille.
It was.
You could have just said the Ratatouille from Ratatouille. I would have known that.
Oh God!
But he wanted to talk about Proust.
That's fair.
It's like when Ratatouille gets a thing from a place, like it doesn't just supplant it.
Well, yeah, borrowed it.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, there's something about Forspoken which makes me feel like a person buying video games in the late 90s. Like I have that kind of like sense about it. Yeah. Like I'm looking at it and I have the same kind of like it reminds me of like buying a copy of Next Generation magazine and looking at like beautiful half-page screenshots going, man, the PlayStation 2 is going to be awesome when it comes out. I don't know if any of that made any sense.
I mean, it still is awesome, so.
Yeah. But it definitely seems to me like I feel very darkly targeted by this video game. It's coming for me.
So it may actually be for the both of you. It's nice.
This protagonist seems cool as shit. Like, I'm all about Frey. Like, yeah.
The world looks fun to explore.
Yep.
That's what I'm excited about. I don't get like any kind of goofy vibe from it. Like, I don't get any of that like nostalgia from it. I guess.
Well, I mean, I think it makes sense that you wouldn't be getting the nostalgia from it, but like, you don't think that there's something goofy about there's a fucking dragon or like the self-narrating that Frey does?
Nope. To be fair, Aloy self-narrates a lot, so
but like
could just be that I'm used to it.
A lot of the self-narrating that Aloy does is like that very like hand-holdy modern open world shit. Like, I wonder what's in that cave up there, or like maybe if I tried this, or that seems dangerous. Like, it seems like some of at least some of the self-narrating that Frey is going to do is like just echoing the sentiment of sensation that the player will have. Like, if all of a sudden, like, the screen is filled with a giant fucking dragon in the game, you're like, oh my god, there's a giant dragon, like, filling the entire screen, and, like, what she does is, like, yell out, like, there's a fucking dragon, like that.
It's like, yes, I can see
it's
it.
Yeah, it's like but I like that because it echoes what the player feels. You're like, holy shit, that's a fucking dragon. And she's like, yeah, that's a fucking dragon. Like, it feels like it almost like feels like you're sharing the experience with the protagonist. And like whenever like protagonists do those like excessively handholdy or like, oh, if I could only find a wheel to turn this crank, when they say things like that, like they make the protagonist seem less empathetic and more mechanical, more like an avatar for the thing that you're doing. So like when protagonists like actually express like observed reality, it makes them feel more real to me. Does this make any sense?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. That makes sense to me.
Yes. So I like a character who sees a giant fucking dragon and reacts like a person would. Ghostwire Tokyo.
It looks pretty. I don't know how I feel about the gameplay itself. I feel like this game is going to make me feel sick if I have to do it all first person, you know? But it looks really cool, so I might watch other people play it instead. But, like, fighting the different yokai and, like, the way they're presented looks really neat to me. So, I'm on board for, like, at least observing this game.
I want to know what this game was going to be.
I do too. I'm interested in that also. But I want to see what it ended up as. You know?
Yeah, like, this does not look much at all like the thing that Ikumi Nakamura came out on stage and showed in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
This looks radically different.
I don't think it's necessarily different in a bad way. I think it's just a different game.
It's a different game.
Yeah.
And I do want to know what this game is.
To me, it looks like a faster Bioshock, to be honest. But instead of guns, you just have powers. Or wait, hold on. Infamous wasn't first person, right? It was third person?
Infamous was third person.
Yeah. So faster Bioshock is what I'm sticking with. But, yeah.
I've never played a Bioshock game.
Alright, to be honest.
Alright.
Like, I don't think they're required reading anymore. Maybe they were a decade ago. Or, I don't know, maybe like 5-7 years ago. But like now there's
Go ahead.
No, you were saying.
I think that there's a lot to recommend BioShock and BioShock 2, especially BioShock 2's DLC Minerva's Den. BioShock Infinite, though, is a different kettle of fish. You know that guy who likes to get on Twitter and say, there's real problems with both sides? Now imagine if that was a 30-hour video game.
Yeah. There's been a lot of that, where it's just like, I think there was like one person who was like fighting for workers' rights, and then there was like another group that was like obviously exploiting the workers. But then like they have the guy who's fighting for workers' rights like murder a baby on screen. Like shit like that. You do that a lot. It's like, okay, sure.
Like they literally establish that the guy who's leading the floating city in this sky, Columbia, is killing non-Christians, killing people of color, killing queer people, and then the leader of the revolution is like, if I kill this one kid, then I'll be able to like overthrow Comstock. And so then like it's like, not only is this game one of both siding us, this game is now trolley fucking probleming us. Like, it is both siding us with a trolley problem, and what the actual wizard fuck is this? Like, just because like if the game is asking us to like, it's so like, it would not be worth like the life of one person if like all of a sudden like thousands of people weren't being killed and like tortured. Oh, just the trolley problem is just such a disingenuous thought exercise. It's such a fuck you thing.
Well, yeah,
it's like Kid Levine was proud of trolley probleming us. Like, it's like, haha, see, there it is, both sides.
Well, it's like the one thing he remembered from that ethics class he took or whatever.
Right.
Probably wasn't even a whole class. It's probably just like a seminar, some bullshit.
Where like BioShock is like mechanically interesting and is like not like its themes are simple enough that it doesn't manage to like trip over itself being bad at anything. It's just like, hey, everybody, libertarians are shitheads. Wear this fucking cool like arm thing. I'm like, all right, I can do that for like 30 hours. BioShock is good. I do think BioShock is still worth playing, um, which one can easily do curled up in their bed because it is available on the Nintendo Switch. I think it's like $20.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I was hoping Ghostwire Tokyo would be something closer to the Silent Hill series, where there's
Yeah.
like a sensation of you not feeling safe and powerful, and just like exploring like this horrifying world and surviving it. And based on the trailer that showed up in the state of play, I'm not sure that's what's happening anymore. It still might be. Maybe they're showing you late game stuff where like you're just flinging spells at like yokai and that's what's going on. But it didn't really seem like that you were going to be qualified to be traversing this world in the initial shows of this game, and that no longer seems to be the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that also. I think they're probably just showing late game stuff though, because they were worried after the initial reaction, you know? I think that's probably more in line with what is going on.
Maybe so. You know, it would be,
or at least maybe the reaction for like after the main designer that they put out on stage and everyone fell in love with left.
Yeah.
You know? Like, so they want to be like, no, we promise it's gonna be okay. Look at all the cool shit you'll get to do.
it would be interesting if like they showed this and then like it just turns out to be like incredibly strange but like weirdly heartfelt, like a Yakuza game, like Supernatural Yakuza.
Mm-hmm.
That could be neat. I also don't think that's what's going to happen, but it could be cool.
If somebody gets this video game and it turns out that there's something like a yokai who's just like, please help me get, my money back from this vending machine or something like that, like,
Yeah.
There's like the angry girl from The Ring is just like, it ate my quarters, and it's just like ravaging this machine.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Does getting money back from a vending machine adequately sound like a Yakuza quest? Because that was what I got. Like,
I mean, it is a
Yeah.
Yakuza quest.
Yeah.
Oh, which one was there? One where you were just trying to get money back from a vending machine?
I want to say 4?
Okay.
Or it might be in Lost Judgment. And I still count those as Yakuza, even if they don't. Let me see. Did we hit everything in State of Play?
That is everything in the State of Play.
Alright. Well, let's do news.
Hey, everybody. Who wants to talk about Sony?
I mean, we just did. Kind of.
Well, who would like to talk about additional allegations of abuse and sexism at Sony?
I mean, I don't, but okay.
You seem a little excited to talk about it, so let's just see where this goes.
Well,
Yeah, that's fair.
I really wanted to talk about this because it feels like it's a thing that that a lot of platform. It seems like a lot of the platform holders out there and a lot of the outspoken people out there seemed like really content to level both barrels against Activision, and talk about how shitty things were at Activision, and then not necessarily approach it with the same enthusiasm when talking about abuse at Ubisoft. And the fact that there are mounting allegations of abuse within the PlayStation power structure seems to be getting very little press. And people seem absolutely content to I won't say run cover for Sony, but just not provide any kind of meaningful coverage at all of these allegations. So last November, a lawsuit was filed against Sony, saying that there was systemic sexism within the PlayStation structure, and Sony has filed to have that lawsuit thrown out on the grounds that there is insufficient evidence of systemic sexism at PlayStation. And 8 additional women have joined the lawsuit, saying that there is pay disparity, wrongful termination, and other instances of gender-based discrimination at PlayStation. And these women were all at the company's California offices.
Okay, so this isn't like the Sony Japan HQ. This is the American.
Let's go with that. I don't think they're insulated, but this is where it's happening.
Like I don't think we get to excuse them that way. Like
no, I don't. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for clarity's sake.
Yeah.
This is specifically stuff that is happening at the American branch, not stuff that is being reported out of Japan.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm not trying to forgive it. I'm just trying to paint a clear picture for everybody.
I'm sorry, is one of you suddenly in a wind tunnel?
That's me.
Okay.
It's the AC.
Okay.
Because it's hot.
Yep.
Heat exists.
Some of the stories include a letter shared with a female employee citing reports of attempts to notify superiors about gender bias, alleged discrimination against pregnant women, and resistance from HR to act on all of that. One former employee had been amongst 11 women to quit in a 4-month period at just one California office. Apparently there was a practice of like PlayStation leadership rating female employees based on attractiveness. Joining the lawsuit is former Sony Interactive Senior Director Marique Harrington. Harrington said that Sony would rank female employees by their hotness, and that would pass around filthy jokes coupled with women pictures of female employees at the studio. And if that seems familiar, that's literally a thing that was going on at Quantic Dream, which is not owned by Sony outright, but definitely works with Sony very, very closely. Like Detroit Become Human, Beyond Two Souls, like Quantic Dream and Sony definitely have a relationship. And so the idea of passing out around images with jokes attached, is something we've definitely heard from like this like studio structure before. She also described an instance where an engineer asked her not to wear skirts to work because it was distracting him.
I mean, that just sounds like high school to me. Not gonna say that's unheard of. Just generally. Men suck, by the way, in case you're wondering.
That male engineers would go to strip clubs during lunch and share porn at the office. In another incident, Harrington says that she requested a private lactation room after having twins in 2005. She was required to use a storage room with a broken lock off of the entrance lobby. And that she said she stopped breastfeeding early because it was unsustainable under those conditions. In these additional testimonies which have been added to the lawsuit, more than one woman who was pregnant while at their time at Sony reported pregnancy-related discrimination. More than one woman reported issues with conditions while attempting to pump for breastfeeding. More than one woman says that they were presented porn while at work. Like, here, look at this porn. Isn't it great? So it felt weird that the day that these additional testimonies were added to the lawsuit, Sony had a state of play that day. And that completely worked and did exactly what Sony wanted, which is where the conversation was about their state of play.
That's fair. That makes some sense.
Which is why when we started our state of play conversation, I'm like, I'm so excited these games are coming to PC and also to the the Microsoft ecosystem, because I'm not really sure right now if I'd be comfortable. Like it's obvious. Like when I see stuff like um, a company putting out like a marketing event on the same day that things are getting worse in the lawsuit against them. I'm like, I've seen this playbook before. We've all seen this playbook before. Um, fuck this. So
Brian, you could have just mentioned that though, and we wouldn't have covered the state of play.
Here's where I came down on, and here's how I felt about it: is that none of the games that we actually ended up talking about um, are published by Sony. And like, so like there was a measure of internal conflict, Tegan, but like literally every game we talked about is not published by Sony and is also available on another platform. If there had been a heavier focus on Sony published games, I probably would have had a different perspective. But I'm like, you know what? Like, Forspoken is published by like Square Enix. I Did It My Way by Frank Sinatra is published by Square Enix. Like, these games are coming from various publishers, which are not Sony themselves, right? And like there's an opportunity to talk about them, and then as part of that conversation, say, and you know what? If you're excited, you can play every one of these games without putting any money into Sony's pocket, which is the approach I felt was more appropriate for us. It just like the act of the state of play itself happening the same day as the lawsuit expanded, was sleazy on their part. Like, us talking about their state of play in the context that we did certainly doesn't help them at all for a couple different reasons. One, since we have like a long enough lead time now between recording and release, it's not like we're part of the signal to noise ratio of the state of play distracting from their abuse allegations. And also, if like the effort that they make is if people talk about the fun video games and they won't talk about how shitty we are as a company, then whoops, bam, you failed, because here we are talking about your shitty abuse allegations, and we're also emphasizing that these games are available on other platforms. So get fucked. The get fucked is directed to Sony. I do not want you two to get fucked.
I understand.
All right.
That it's not directed at me. Don't worry.
All right. So any thoughts, any feels? Like, what do y'all need from Sony?
So I don't need shit from Sony, but I do want shit. I do want the people who work at Sony to have a safe place to work. It seems like a reasonable ask. It's weird that it hasn't happened, and I do appreciate the fact that Sony tried it, where they're just like, hey, they didn't name a single rule or policy that we have that leads to widespread discrimination. Then a bunch of people say, hey, actually, we were all discriminated by Sony and its business practices, which is, I hope, leads to something fruitful. But, see what happens.
And that also just seems like a completely disingenuous response. Like, they didn't name a single policy that was violated. It's like, well, Sony, like, if you have to enumerate,
first of all, that might be part of the problem.
It's like that. Yes.
Part one, you don't have policies in place that these would be considered violations of.
Yeah.
Problem one.
Yes, definitely that. Also, point two is that generally most companies in their like harassment policy guides will have shit in there about like, look, obviously we cannot tell you every terrible thing. We cannot enumerate with specific bullet points literally every possibility that you could do, which is terrible, because guess what? Humans are creative and bad. Um, Here's what we will say is that, like, if what you're doing, um, you like exerts power unduly over an employee or a peer, then don't do it. If you're doing something which makes an employee or peer uncomfortable, don't fucking do it. And we should not have to tell you not to shit in somebody's file cabinet for you not to shit in somebody's file cabinet, because you realize that shitting somebody's file cabinet would make them uncomfortable. So that's why this guide is going to focus on don't make people uncomfortable, hurt them, or exert your power unduly. It's going to, like, I just, with the notion that everything would need to be spelled out explicitly. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, there was nothing spelled out explicitly. Fuck off, Sony. Just fuck off. That's my perspective.
Fair enough.
Ugh.
Brian, you want to go for the twofer? Or you want to let Tegan do a story?
Let's see. What's Tegan talking about? I think what Tegan's talking about is kind of weird and goofy.
I'm not talking about anything fun. It's okay.
Tegan, go for it. Go for it.
Are you sure?
Do it.
Are you sure?
Do it.
Are you sure?
Do it.
Are you sure? Are you
Do
sure?
it.
Are you sure? Okay. So the weird goofy story is that Atari has bought the game database Moby Games.
Do you mean
What?
like the
for
real Atari, or like the weird people are wearing Atari skin right now?
the people who are building the hotel?
Oh, God. We're gonna have Moby Games in the hotel? Whatever, go ahead. It's your story. I'm sorry.
They bought Moby Games, which is a video game database that uses crowdsourcing to get their it's a video game like asset database, like specifically like box art and like game guides and that sort of thing. That was launched in 1999. And Atari, the people who built who are building the hotel, has purchased them for $1.5 million.
Okay.
Jeremiah Freiholtz, who has been running the website since 2013, will remain the guy who is running Moby Games. And he said, in a quote, in Atari, Moby Games has found a partner that will provide the investment and support we need to complete long-planned site improvements. I am confident that this transition will allow Moby Games to remain an important community-driven project, and that Atari's involvement best positions us for long-term stability and success. And then they also added in a post straight on the Moby Games website that Atari understands how important our project is for the gaming community, and they're well aligned with our plans to improve the database and tools. In fact, Atari's new CEO is a retro gamer / collector and longtime fan of the site. They said that they're going to be investing full-time in development. Right now, they only have a part-time dev to complete a whole new website that they have been working on for a while, which will replace the currently 20-plus-year-old code base and tools. Yay! So that'll be fun. Like, it does look like you go on the Moby Games website and you do step into the past. The original forums.
When I saw that Tegan had put this in here,
yeah. I put it in there for you, Brian.
Thank you.
Because I knew you'd have thoughts and feelings, and I wanted to hear them.
Yeah. I'm going to do kind of like a red letter media joke here, you know?
Okay.
Like,
sure. I don't know what that means, but go for it.
Okay. Red letter media are these guys who do like movie reviews on YouTube. They kind of got famous for like dunking on the Phantom Menace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they have a bit that they do every couple of years during January, where they call January "Fuck You, It's January."
Right.
when all the movie studios dump their worst garbage on your face.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
there was a joke that they made when the film Triple X: The Return of Xander Cage came out, where they're like, Triple X: The Return of Xander Cage, the most anticipated film of 2004. Of course, like this movie came out like 4 years ago.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, Atari buying Moby Games in the hottest move of 2002. I'm like, what the fuck? Just what kind of?
I think I know what's going on here.
Please let me know.
Atari, the people who were building the hotel, bought the largest crowdsourced database of retro titles to decorate the Atari hotel with.
I
think that's it.
I want to walk into my Atari hotel room and I want to go to the bathroom and I want to know that the towels are going to be forum arguments over whether Cubivore is good. Like,
no, it's going to be box art. They're going to put like framed pictures of like box art up in the stuff, and all of the towels will be embroidered to whatever like retro room that is.
It's so weird because like there was a time on the video game internet where like you back in the day where if you weren't explicitly hunting for news, you were instead like hunting for people talking about video games, where you would go to either Game Facts or Moby Games. But like these are places where like their prominence and their importance in like the larger ecosystem is long over, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, super long. It's not even like a little bit.
Yeah, like
this feels like a slowpoke meme.
Yes, God, yes. this is the slowpokest meme of all slowpoke memes. Like, what the fuck? And like, also like, I do know that the current individuals wearing the eviscerated skin of Atari as a flesh suit, Buffalo Bill style, are like rich dilettantes who just do whatever they want and like video games. So is this a case of like I bought Moby Games just because I like it? Like is there really no underlying business methodology to this? Is it just like it's like like it was me all along, like I bought Moby Games. Just what fucking reason would there be to buy Moby Games? Like there's just
I legitimately think it's so that they have high quality images that they can say they own the posting location for, so they can put them on in their hotel. I swear to God, that's gotta be it.
They technically have the rights to the images, but they probably just don't have them anymore. So then they buy the people who have the images and they have the rights, so they're in the clear. I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the other thing I was thinking is that do they think that like Moby Games is some kind of like hotbed for figuring out what people want? So like I know
no, it's just making fans do the work for you. That's all it is.
Because
I swear that's
it. It really did used to be that like you could go there and like get your finger on the fucking pulse, jam your thumb up the ass of video games in general, and figure it out what it is people want. Like what do people really want now? And I'm like, oh man, I really love that Call of Duty 4, but that's kind of be highlighting how old like the relevance it is to the marketplace. Is that like Moby Games was a hot website when people were gushing about how Call of Duty 4 was so different from the first three Call of Duties. And this one's really going to change video games. Like, I don't know, I played Call of Duty 1 through 3. They were nothing special. I know, but you have to play this one. Like, these forum conversations exist on Moby Games. It's that old. Like there are people who got into flame wars about Super Mario Sunshine sucking at the time. You don't even have to have a retro conversation about how Sunshine always sucked. Like there are people who were live at the time having conversations on the internet about, like, I just bought this game, it sucks ass. They gave Mario a fucking water gun. Like,
I like the water gun.
but
I'm the only person in the world who likes the water
No,
gun.
you're not.
there are more of you, Tegan. There's at least dozens.
I don't want to play Super Mario Sunshine ever again, though. I just want to watch other people play it.
But I think
I know better.
I think my point here is that, like, it's like I'm trying to think here. It's like breaking into a building which has been sealed since it was abandoned,
Mhm.
like, and being like, look, like, all of the, like, oh, there's still a tea kettle on the stove. Oh, look, like, you could see where they had put out plates for breakfast. Oh my God, look here, on the fridge, there's a grocery list, like, just like this frozen in moment archaeology. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Just why? What?
They're building an Atari-themed hotel, Brian. I promise it's not that, like, the connection, it's right there. You're looking at the road and you're going, where does this road go? And at the end of the road is a neon Atari hotel that's decked out in retro shit. Like, that's all it is, I promise. They just didn't want to do the work and pay other people to do the work, so they're letting fans who do this out of love be like, oh yeah, we're contributing to preserving video game physical media history. And it's all going in the fucking hotel. There is always money in the banana stand. Like,
There's always money in the banana stand.
That's what's going on here, I promise. I will bet $2 that's what all it is.
Like,
it's just they want to decorate.
Can I ask? Wait, okay. So both of you watched Arrested Development, right?
I have seen Arrested Development.
I think, considering that this conversation has had both the phrase "there are literally dozens of us" and "there's always somebody at the banana stand," I think it's a safe fucking bet that those have been things in, like, the last 10 minutes.
Michael didn't check if there was a insurance policy on the banana stand. He just assumed there was one and burned it down, right? Like he
Right.
he didn't ask anyone. Oh, there's, like, this is the insurance policy. It's $5 million. Like, no, that never happened. He just burned it down.
Yeah, he just burned it down because he was tired of people talking about the damn.
I mean, that did happen, but oh my God, Michael's a dumbass. Anyways, continue.
Like, I would like to just go ahead and, like, since this seems to be like a conversation about puzzling choices that Atari makes, there are bunny ears around that word Atari. Puzzling. Here, let me add this to another one of the puzzling choices Atari makes. Pile. Atari is, like, delisting some of their crappy iOS and Android games, and says that they're not going to continue supporting them. And the reason for that is because they are refocusing their energies on ensuring that there are adequate resources for console game development. And
they sure are realigning their chakras, I guess.
And
or whatever the fuck.
And I'm just like, what are you talking about, realigning for console? I can't really wait to play Millipede Reloaded. Like, just what the fuck? Just what the like, it's weird. Like, while Intellivision was obviously evil and continues to be evil in its death throes, Atari is just like, what are these fucking people doing? Like, it's just like, what if somebody had a pile of money? What if someone had a pile of money and is like, I would like to make this pile smaller? Like, that is the Atari story.
They're confused.
Like,
they got Spirit. They have no idea what's going on.
Yep. It's like, what if we bought Moby Games? Is it going to do anything? I don't know. Not really. Fine, let's do it. How much does it cost? $1.5 million. God, we could buy a lot of stuff for $1.5 million. We could go out there and we could fund a really good indie game with like 10 employees for like, several months. Like we could get something over the like we could take an indie game with like a staff of like 5 and pay those people like fucking great for a year. Like we could create actual legitimate exclusives for our goofy little box that we put out. Are we going to do that? No.
Nope.
No. Let's buy
No,
Moby
we're gonna
games.
build a hotel and we're gonna buy Moby games. Yeah.
Because
No, you got that right. You have that 100%. That's what's
because
going on.
our business decisions should seem like they were devised by the Riddler. Like,
yeah. One day you will unlock all of the secret clues and find out the hidden location of my booze.
Okay,
like,
we're talking about the
it's
yassified
fucking wild.
Riddler. Okay, for sure. I wanted to make
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, no, not the original
Okay.
Riddler.
All right.
The original Riddler would like have an actual like thing going on and not be making it up as he went.
Okay. I have a lot more like clear cut, just lazy evil news. Russia, right? You may be familiar with their work.
They've done some things, yeah.
Yeah, Russia's made some moves.
They're really wanting to bring back the Cold War.
They're on some real fuck around and find out shit though, and I'm.
Yeah, I'm tired of living in the years to find out. I would like to live in the fuck around years.
Tika wants to bring back the fuck
tired.
around years. I
want to bring back the fuck. This was supposed to be. It was supposed to be fuck around years, not find out years. And all I've been living through is find out years, and I'm tired. I would like to fuck around.
He said there will be consequences that the world, the likes the world has never seen, and it's like, bro, like what? What are you talking
about? So some companies, I love this. Like, so there are increasing sanctions on Russia.
True.
Like,
and at this point, everyone should know that we're 2 weeks back. So whatever has happened in the last 2 weeks, we don't.
There's probably
know
more
about.
sanctions. Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Probably more sanctions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the end. Who knows?
But like,
I'd like it to be the end.
But a lot of these sanctions are like very, very targeted. Like it's still in theory legal to just like do like business with like your average Russian citizen,
right?
But Russian banking apparatuses are sanctioned. So like how you would do business with this average Russian citizen is unknown. You know, like so various companies have made this like huge show where they would like to be congratulated for saying that they're no longer supporting the Russian market. And I find it funny every time when companies are like, we are officially pulling out of the Russian market, please clap. And it's like you're not fucking pulling out of the Russian market. It's just like because you're adhering to laws for other markets that you are in order to continue to participate in those markets, you're no longer servicing the Russian market because there is no fucking way to have Russian customers pay you. So it's like a turtle saying, "Congratulate me, I'm not flying," and it's like you can't fly, turtle. You can't fly. I'm not going to congratulate you for not flying because you can't fucking fly. And one of these companies that did this, I just want to yell at them for a second. Again, did this on the date that their fucking lawsuit against them for harassment was expanded. Sony was like, we're no longer supporting the Russian market with PlayStation. It's like, congrats, Sony. Congrats. These Russians can't pay you anymore, and so you're officially no longer supporting Russia.
There's one Slav out there that's just like, oh.
Also, another such company, which I will take a second to like yell at, was like WWE was like, WWE will no longer be available in the Russian market. We have canceled our TV contract, and the WWE network is no longer available in the country because we cannot abide by the injustices perpetrated by Russia. I'm like, oh well, anything else to say, WWE? They're like, yes, please stay tuned for our next exciting pay-per-view broadcast from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Classic.
Yeah.
Love
Right.
that. Love that for them.
Yes. So it's just like all of these like various like.
I feel like WWE is their own heel at this point. Am I wrong?
No, they're just villains.
Am I using that term
You
incorrectly?
were.
They are bad people who do bad things.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
There are, and I've said it before on this show, and I will say it again. If you would like to watch people grapple, oh god, that reminds me of a thing that happened on Twitter, and I need you to talk to Tegan about it.
Oh yeah, well we'll get there.
Okay.
First thing first, finish this train of thought, then we'll do the next one.
Okay. So Russia, in response to all of these various fucking companies saying that they're no longer supporting Russia, all very proudly. It reminds me a lot of those like early pandemic ads where like, it was the somber piano like in these troubled times. Like all of these companies were like, fuck Russia, baby. Fuck them. Fuck them. We're pouring out our vodka. Have a freedom martini, baby. Just like, all right, whatever. So Russia has announced essentially that they're going to fucking legalize software piracy.
Wild.
The Ministry of Economic Development is like, hey, if software comes from a country which has sanctions against us, go nuts. Go nuts. Which reminds me of like that scene at the end of Bowfinger where Steve Martin gets caught with the camera where they're making the movie, and he's like, this film is only for distribution in the Kingdom of Iran, which does not acknowledge U.S. copyright. And it's just like, man, like Russia out here being like, steal the things, and like I have long talked about on this show about how in reality software piracy is unfortunately the most effective tool we have for game preservation because of like the absolutely shitty work that like various companies do in being the stewards of their own legacy. Mm-hmm. This is not that. This is not that kind of piracy. This is, hey, this game came out last week, steal the fuck out of it because we're invading Ukraine and Sony won't take your money. Valve won't take your money. Like, fuck off. I'm not really sure if there's any other perspectives on this other than fuck off. Can anybody think of something more nuanced about this than fuck off?
Maybe don't invade other countries. Just saying, maybe if you don't want your economy to fucking tank, don't invade another country.
Well,
also looking at you, United States.
Okay. Fine.
Don't even.
Nuanced, right? That's what you asked for?
Yes.
Okay. While I find it extremely difficult to believe that what's happening in Ukraine is the fault of any significant group of Russian citizens beyond the oligarchy, and there are several Russian citizens that are being punished by these sanctions, despite how targeted they seem to be. Their inability to play video games does adversely affect the populace, but their choice to pirate them hurts the people making the video games more than the people who are unwilling to take their money. So, I'm sorry that you're unable to play the new and great video games. That really sucks. But by pirating them, you're usually just hurting the creators that are involved. And while if they're people like EA or whatever, then I guess that's fine. I don't care. But if you're trying to get to the new indie game and you suddenly can't play it because your president decided to go to war with a neighboring country, that sucks and I'm sorry, but maybe don't pirate their shit.
I also look at like other countries which have had like tenuous relationships with video game pipelines,
Mm-hmm.
like, and looking to see like how. I'm going to give you 3 countries: Brazil, Cuba, and Somalia.
Sure.
Countries where there have been periods of history where it has historically been very difficult to get new video games from outside the country. Um, those countries didn't just like flip a switch and go like, "Hey man, Nintendo won't sell their shit here. Fuck them, steal it." Like they didn't do that. That did not happen. Um, so yes, please realize that like you are not going to hurt. You know what? Fuck it. Just fuck it. Like,
Pick your words, Brian.
Vladimir Putin eats shit in hell.
Okay.
Those are my words.
Fair enough.
Those are some pretty good words.
Let me just double check this. Wait, are we doing the Twitter thing that Brian wanted to talk to Tegan about?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we are.
Yeah, we are. So, like, friend of the show, Joe Spiro, presented a picture of
Oh, Leomon.
I was going to say picture of Tanahashi, but I guess I'm coming at this from a different angle.
Yeah, we're coming at this from completely different angles. A picture of a man with a wrestling belt and a picture of Leomon, a Digimon from Digimon Digital Monsters. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
And so, like, I went and I, like, looked up the characteristics of this Leomon, and, like, I saw, like, a description of him where he was, like, written about, or, like, that he was, like, good and noble and all this stuff. And I was just like, how is this not Tanahashi? And then, like, I saw that, like, Tegan had, like, some, like, thing where she's like, this couldn't possibly be Tanahashi. And I'm like, did Tegan not take the same steps I did? Where, like, I went and I looked up the Leomon and I looked up his characteristics. And
I don't know. Okay, to be fair, I had no reference of who that man was. There was no name listed.
Do you think I had that? Do you think that, like, it wasn't labeled Leomon? I just know how to use fucking Google. I dropped the image into Google and it said,
Leomon is one of the most iconic Digimon ever! No, I was on my phone at work, so I just did a quick reply and then did not think of it any further. You know, like a real social media expert. Anyway.
Yeah, like, I
great and noble and good, yes, okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Great and noble and good. Much like Tanahashi.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it seemed to be that they share a great many of the same characteristics. Mm-hmm. And, like, there has been more than a little bit of writing over the years describing Tanahashi's glorious hair as a lion mane.
I think that's, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see it.
Because he wrestles for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and New Japan Pro Wrestling's symbol is a lion's face. It's called the Lion Mark.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yep. And I'm like, if we're...
Sounds like an excellent comparison.
Yeah, then. I was going to say, like, these seem to be, like, if we're going to do this, I'm like, this seems to be the thing. These seem to be the guys, like, you know.
Yep.
So, like, I guess I wanted to just find out if you were just shooting from the hip and disappearing, a la social media style, or if it was a considered opinion.
Nope, shooting from the hip and vanishing into the ether. I got a thing that said, these are the same man, what say you? And I said, the man on the right appears to be alive, so unless he's gonna die in the next 2 appearances, they are not the same. And that is specifically because Leomon famously shows up in an episode, is absolutely great, and then dies in front of the children. That's what happens. That's his fucking arc. That's it. That's all he does. He does some inspiring shit, he fucking beefs it, and then that's it. It inspires everyone else to move on. So unless that man is gonna die on screen to inspire the next generation of wrestlers, no, they're not the same man.
Oh.
There are other noble Digimon you could compare him to, for sure. But I don't know if I would pick Leomon just because of Leomon's inability to make it through a single season. Except for apparently Digimon Adventure 2020, where he does make it. And instead Ogremon dies, and, like, that's weird. But nobody liked 2020, so it's fine.
Okay, so you were just reaching for your ass.
I was going off of the reference of the Digimon itself without knowing anything about the man in the photo.
Okay.
So yeah.
And I went and I looked at the personality traits of the presented digital monster, and then looked at his overall physical appearance, and said, "Those pictures are the same." That's
Okay,
what.
then those pictures are the same, and I will trust you on that.
Yeah, that is what I will tell corporate.
Yeah, go for it.
So.
Tell corporate those two photos are the same.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Joe. I don't know any other digital monsters, so I can't tell you what other digital monsters are like various other Puro legends. So if you want to,
So Metal Edamon is Elvis, but he's made out of metal. So who's the Elvis of Puto? And you'd be able to answer that. Belzamon's a little more difficult, but
is it like Taichi?
I don't know. Who do you think is like who's Elvis? When you think of Elvis, who would the Elvis equivalent be?
Okay, so like Taichi, he comes out with like a mic. He like sings himself to the ring. He's
yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
Yep.
And
he's got like this like elaborate outfit.
Fuck yeah.
He's also like he's kind of a doof.
Yeah, that's perfect actually.
Yeah, he's kind of a doof, but when it comes down to it, he has untapped power.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. Metal Edamon is more often just a doof, because he's also, like, a bad guy in the show, but, like, he's not really, like, malicious in the same way that the other bad guys in Digimon are, so I think it's fine. He's not trying to, like, end the world or anything, he just wants people to come to his concert.
Huh.
God, Digimon is so weird.
I guess we'll think on that puzzle.
Glad we sorted that out.
Yeah, I just wanted to get some closure on that because I was like, I went and I looked this up, and like, why am I coming to a radically different conclusion?
Yeah, and I did not look it up. I just went, Leomon dies all the time. Does this guy die in the end of every season? No, not it. I went for a wink wink goof goof, and you went for a very serious character analysis. So I will agree with your very serious character analysis, because that is a media that you hear about.
Now, Tanahashi's knees, they definitely are dying every season. That's not.
Oh, then maybe he is Leomon. He's like incapacitated and can't play the rest of the show or whatever.
He definitely spends time out with injury significantly.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's even better than I thought. Actually, go for it.
All right. Is this a program?
Everyone, this has been our show. It's called Impossible Coin. We do this twice a month. That may change in the future. Who knows? You can find it wherever podcasts are found. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and SoundCloud. We're still on Spotify. Sorry I mixed that up a couple weeks ago. It's chill. And speaking of SoundCloud, Kid Brother of the show, Big Soch, keeps his work there at soundcloud.com/BigSochNJ. He did the music at the beginning and end of this program. Also, Lauren Moran, who created our logo, is on Twitter at Lauren Moran. Soch is on at Hillary_Swank. And consider donating to our Patreon. At the moment, our Patreon payments are still suspended, right, Brian?
Yep.
Yeah. But if and when we open that up to you, you will have access to our artisanal show notes, our bespoke watch-alongs, and audio essays about things that we care about, and new content that is forthcoming. If you want to talk to any of us directly, you can find us on social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Brian's on Twitter. Tegan's on Tumblr. It's all Impossible Coin. No dashes, underscores, anything weird like that. But that's us. That's the show.
That's true. Peace.